You've heard the saying, it's time for Africa, and now it really is. 15 countries gather from all over Africa to compete in one of the biggest youth events on the continent. The African Youth Chess Championship will be taking place from the 15th to the 23rd of June in Johannesburg, one of South Africa's finest cities. These are the countries that will be joining us: Angola, Botswana, Egypt, Eswatini, Kenya, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritania, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, Tunisia, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And here are your commentators, Anzel Laubscher and yours truly, Jessie February. Get ready for an action-packed week filled with game analysis, interviews, fun activities, and more. The championship will be broadcasted live on YouTube and Twitch. Don't miss out.
So this is our time to shine. Chess is for all. It belongs to all in South Africa. I was on TV once and then my dad said I should get off.
I don't think you're allowed to sit on your television. And hello, this is a long-awaited moment. We are finally live at the African Youth Chess Championship in Johannesburg. It's so amazing, and it's a different kind of atmosphere when you are at the venue itself, seeing the players, seeing the playing hall and all of that. I'm joined by the amazing Women International Master, Anzel Laubscher. My name is Jessie February. How are you, Anzel?
Are we on TV now?
Yes, we are.
Are we there?
You can't click any buttons.
Oh, no, still no buttons for me. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Jess. It's wonderful to be here. And it's actually, we brought the nice weather from Cape Town today.
Did we?
Oh, yeah.
I've still been freezing my tuchus off. Although I call it a marshmallow now.
Marshmallow?
Yeah, I teach kids, and then
Jessie,
the teacher's
this is
like,
a kids show. This is a family-friendly show. Please.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Anyway, but on to the serious business. We are here to commentate on some amazing games at this championship. And it's a bunch of kids from under 8 to under 18. How are you feeling about that?
This is the energy. It is just something different. I mean, we used to playing adult events, right? And when you get here, because you deal with the parents that are excited, and then you have more nervous than the kids, hey?
That's true.
And then we have the kids with all this energy that they have the natural energy, but also we just want to play. And especially the South African bunch, we are so appreciative to be back at the board, to be able to play and to compete internationally. And this almost feels like the good old days.
The good old days. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of energy, I think, to playing than it is to commentating. I was always one to say, if you can't play, teach. If you can't teach, stream. If you can't stream, commentate. So
I feel offended.
Oh, because you can still play.
Yeah.
That's all you
stick to. But I get the message.
What's the message exactly?
Happy Youth Day, Jessie.
Happy Youth Day and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. And are you technically a father if you only have pets? Then you're like a dog dad or a cat dad.
I'm a cat mummy. Cat. I'm a human slave to a cat, so I don't know what you want to call that. So I think I should be getting some award as a father for Father's Day as well.
Yeah, growing up, my mom was my mom and my dad, so happy Father's Day to my mom. Thank you so much for always being there.
Oh, Jen is amazing.
Yeah, I have one of those stick-on moustaches laying around, so if you can find it and send me a photo, we can show it on stream. That would be awesome. But a little bit more about the chess. Do you want to run us through the schedule for the tournament? I'll show the schedule. I made a fancy schedule just for this event. Do you want to see?
Yes, let me see. All
right.
Oh, this is nice, Jess.
Thank you.
Done.
I did it myself. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all by yourself.
Yeah, these hands look like this so that the schedule can look like this.
You like that? I get you. Right, so today we are starting off we had the opening ceremony earlier this afternoon, and we started the round at 3. So you will see that we are slightly delayed on time, but the live games are also delayed for fair play purposes, which is, I really like that idea that you just delay the game slightly, and just so we know that everyone is on board with all the fair play regulations. So round 1 started at 3, and then tomorrow Monday we have a double round. This is a scorcher. Round 2 is at 9 a.m. Round 3 is at 3 p.m. Tuesday we have one round. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And Wednesday, we have a double round again, round 5 and 6
Sorry,
at 9 and 3.
Yeah.
And then again on Thursday and Friday, only one round per day at 3 o'clock. And then the finals on a morning round at 9 on Saturday. Those morning rounds, the finals, it doesn't make sense to me. We always play a final on the morning rounds. And if you're not a morning person, this is torture. But let's see.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you have an under 8s who maybe really, really dislikes mornings, so much so that they get homeschooled, but you can't introduce them to coffee because it's too early. So maybe you chuck an orange juice in their direction. And, I was actually telling the LOC they need to organize caffeine patches for us because I'm not a morning person. I don't know about you.
I don't know much at this moment, but I just know you should not be an under 8 team manager. Those kids are going to be bouncing off the walls. Let's not.
Yeah.
Jessie, do we have some games? Can we watch some games, please?
Yeah, so I brought up something. The thing is, they have electronic boards and they have non-electronic boards. Now, the majority of the hall, as you can see, we have a nice little hall camera with someone who's sitting in front of the camera, gracing us with his head over there.
Does he know there's a camera?
I don't know, and I'm a little bit...
I feel like we need to send out someone to tell him that there's a camera.
I think SOS, can you move a little bit? It's fine. You know what? He's a pretty sight to see. There we go. I don't know. I'm just giving some compliments out because that's what you say. Anyway, the majority of the hall is non-electronic boards, but we have about 2 boards per section, I believe, that we can check out. And like you said, for fair play purposes, we have all the games delayed by 15 minutes. So what we see on camera, don't tell the chief arbiter, is live, but what we have on the board there is 15 minutes delayed. So if we have little Caleb there, who is a proud member of our Olympiad team going to Budapest, hopefully in September, if he makes a move and it doesn't, correlate with what we see on the board, that's most likely because we're not checking out his game. JK, we'll see that move 15 minutes later.
So what you mean is what Caleb sees at this moment on that board, where we see Caleb sitting, is not what we see on the screen at the moment, right?
So either he is in the future and we're in the present, or we're in the past and he's in the present.
So who's the Transformer here?
I think that's a different movie.
Oh, that's 1980 or something, yeah? Or when was that?
I wasn't born yet.
Okay.
I won't give away my age though. But yeah, so one of the games I was able to grace my eyes upon for now is the one between Emmanuel, Aiden.
Oh, yes.
Miss Keller.
Yes.
And if I mispronounce your name, I'm really sorry. And do you want to take a wild guess at who's playing black here? And I think his name is Chief. Can we call him Chief?
Chief, yes. Wow. Do you think that's like royalty, maybe?
Maybe.
If it's Chief something?
Well, it's either Chief or Dave. But Dave could be a chief. So Chief Dave.
Chief Dave.
I'm sure his friends call him Chief Dave.
I like that. So Chief Dave, can you take us back on the moves from the start so we can quickly see?
Yes.
Because this is quite a fast game. Are these under 18s, Jess?
These are not under 18s. And it's going to look a little scuffed for a second. I'm just going to check the age group that we're looking at real quick. All right. Do you want to double check the pairings for me real quick?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Yes. So maybe just take us through the games.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say? What is a stream with a little bit of finding our feet, especially with the first round. And we're going to get to know the players. We're going to get to know, where to find the games and the pairings and all those things. And at some point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like, this person needs 1 more point to secure a title. And shall we quickly talk about what happens if certain players place in the tournament? Because I think this is one of the biggest youth tournaments in Africa, and there's a reason for that. Yeah.
Yes, there are titles up for grabs. we can just confirm those titles, Jess, because I know there were certain regulations on titles elect and
Yes.
on certain placements of certain titles. So later today we will confirm those titles. I just want to confirm them with the chief arbiter as well, because I know they discussed this.
important.
They discussed this in the meeting earlier, the technical meeting. But for the record, we have 480 players at this event, the African Youth Chess Championships, being held in Johannesburg at Kopanong Hotel and Conference Center. 480 players, 16 countries, and 12 titles, African titles up for grabs.
That's
because
amazing.
we have under 8 to under 18 sections, and we have open sections and girls sections. So that takes us to 12. We will have, after this tournament, 12 new African titles, African champion titles.
Ooh,
This is
that
exciting.
cool. Yeah.
This is exciting. Imagine you sit at that board now and
Yeah.
you know that you are going to be the title holder after this tournament.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you knew in advance that you winning this tournament before you even made your first move?
I mean, I think we spoke about prophecies a little bit earlier. We had a nice little interview with Radio 2000, and the interviewee, or interviewer rather, they prophesized that Anzel was going to be a grandmaster. And now she knows she's going to be a grandmaster. How does it feel to know in the future that you will be a GM?
Oh dear, maybe a grandmother.
A grandmother. That could also mean grandmother, I suppose. Oh my gosh. No, but I've been on the other end of that, so like reversed, where I went into the African youth. It was held in Tunisia in 2014, and you have to keep in mind that generally my memory is really bad, but when it comes to chess, somehow I just remember certain things, though I have a selective memory. So maybe
My name is
that's
Anzel, by the way.
Oh,
Got
damn
it.
it. Okay, thank
Okay.
God you told me now. But what I wanted to say is in 2014, I played and we got to the last round. And that second last round was very important for me because if I won that game, it would have been secured that I would be at least third.
Wow.
And I would have gotten Women FIDE Master
Oh,
title.
wow.
Went into the last round, and I'd lost that second last game, and I was like, oh, what am I playing for? Why am I even playing the last round? I won the game, and the person who was going to take third place from me, she had a relatively, I don't want to say easy game, but it was against a much lower rated player. So I didn't want to look at the game. I didn't want to look at the results. And we just sort of drifted into prize giving to show some support to our teammates who were getting medals, you know?
Yeah.
And so we sat there and they called my name and I was like, I'm coming, like, I want to support. I'll be in the photo, you know, it's fine. And they said, no, you came third. And I was like, what? Goosebumps. I just got
good
Women
job.
FIDE Master title at 17. And that was one of the most amazing experiences in chess for me. You're sitting at prize giving and you're like, what just happened? And I have goosebumps telling this story. It's crazy.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, Jess.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. It's so nice to have these moments. You know, I wasn't there when that happened, but it's nice when you share it because I can actually feel that. I know that feeling when you realize, oh, this is happening. This is actually happening to me now. You know, you didn't
Yes.
expect it.
No,
So this
that's
is amazing. But I also think that the whole process of working through these 9 rounds, and I want to encourage the parents in this regard, because every single round your child learns something new and you learn something new about your child. So going through these motions, I know it's tough, and sometimes we think, oh, I wish I could just take this away from my child. I don't want them to go through this.
Yeah.
But that resilience, you know, even when they lose a game, win or lose, I will be back the next round, you know, they come back and they play the next round. So this is such an exciting time for both parents and children. And I want the parents who are here and supporting their kids and those who are supporting from afar, thank you for your contribution and thank you for trusting your child in this and supporting your children, because this is your investment in your child's future.
Yeah.
This is something that no one can ever take away from that child.
And you have to also take into account how strong these players and parents must be. Because remember, as much as it's nice to win, you also have to brace yourself and prepare yourself and your children for failure, which could eventually happen. I mean, with success comes failure. And you know what they say, you either win or you learn. And it's really, really hard to put into practice. It's easy to say because you maybe know that's not happening to you in the moment. But we all have those moments of heartbreak. And I can say I've had my fair share of tears after losing a game, even in adulthood. And yes, I'm 27 and still cry. Boo-hoo.
We still do. We still do.
Yeah, we still do.
Jessie, show me this game from the start, please.
All right,
Let's
so
see
I can
where
tell
we
you.
are at.
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit more about the game before we go through the moves. So this is the under 12 open section.
Okay, so the boys.
Yes. And we have Kenya playing against Ghana. You're going to confirm that flag for me over there?
Yes.
All right. So E4. And this is so funny because we woke up this morning and Anzel looks at me and she says, Jessie, it is not only Youth Day, but it is Father's Day. It is King's Pawn Day.
We announced today as the King Pawn Day because it is Father's Day and it is Youth Day. So
there we go, King's Pawn. They knew it.
How amazing is this?
I think they have some microphones in our room somewhere. I have to check later.
Oh dear, I hope
know.
not.
That's some criminal offences there. All right, so E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6. Bishop C4.
This is the Italian.
And Bishop C5, one of my favorite openings.
Oh, yeah?
Something I play a lot.
These are very important openings for kids to play, especially at a young age, to start off with the basic openings. Because if you play these kind of openings, it teaches them certain structures and certain very important positions that they need to learn in their development as a player. Often coaches want to go into these fancy and weird lines just to throw the opponent off. And it works up to a point, but you're also taking away a lot of learning experience that the children need to go through in that time by not exposing them to these sharp and main lines.
That's true. And I think we've spoken about this on several broadcasts. Anzel and I have gotten into very deep discussions, some very risky discussions which should never be repeated ever again, but also about things like systems and how that hampers your development in chess. I mean, if you play exactly the same thing over and over and over, and it's just based on muscle memory, or you need the structure, and no matter what your opponent plays, you play the same thing, then you tend to forget that you also need to understand the position more than you need to try and achieve a certain structure every single time. And if you understand it, no matter what your opponent does, you're able to manage it and combat their response. So, yeah, like you said, the King's Pawn opening, you have the Italian, it's the basics, you build from there and you go upwards.
Controlling the center, developing the pieces to the center. Like I always say, bring them out of their pajamas. Those who are sitting in the starting blocks, they are sitting in their pajamas, and you need to speak to your pieces and ask them where they want to be, whether they're happy or not.
They may reply, they may not reply.
Oh no, wrong game.
Oh, wait, what game is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Isn't that like Farmville or something?
I think it's Farming Simulator. But today, if you were to become a farmer on the board, you could be farming your opponent for some rating points.
Rating points, aha.
And that's also something that we could highlight at the end of the day, is something like the biggest upset.
Yes.
And you know, when a lower rated player beats a higher rated player, they gain a substantial amount of rating points as opposed to beating someone lower rated than you. So yeah, Farming Simulator could very well be seen on the board today.
So let's see whether this is agricultural activities or mining activities. Let's go. What is white moving now?
Okay, yes, sorry. A3 is interesting.
That looks like a police, just like a preventative.
Sometimes when you see a move you've never seen before, you often have to let it brew. So it's always like innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. So if it doesn't look normal, then we call it a novelty. And then if it proves to be like the worst decision on the planet, then it's a blunder.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking is, actually, I would like to ask you a question. Do you like the Italian more? Or do you like the Evans Gambit more?
Oh, wow. The Evans Gambit is something that is also very interesting. But in this case, you have to explain, they need to understand the value of having the initiative. Now, for younger players, they often want to see the points, and then to tell them, okay, but you're giving up a pawn, but you're getting the initiative. they don't even know what the word means. So we
Yeah.
need to be very careful and explain it carefully on what is initiative and how do we count tempi in this case as well, and so on. So let's just look at this, because I find that this is sometimes a bad habit that players have while the pieces are still in their pajamas. No, I'm talking about, I'm
A3,
actually referring to A3.
Yeah.
Is that the pieces are still in their pajamas, the king hasn't castled yet, but they play A3. That's like a preventative move for what? You know, so often players, younger players, move a pawn when they're not entirely sure what to play. And I always say, when you don't know what to move, do not move a pawn, because you cannot take that baby back. You know, once that little one starts running, you cannot take them back. You know, like a 2-year-old, there's nothing as fast as a 2-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The terrible twos.
Terrible twos.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did black move here?
All right, so black played A6, and I love that you mentioned tempo, because I remember a time where tempo didn't mean more than a type of chocolate to me.
I get you.
Yeah, so now tempo meaning time, we obviously can see here that black has opted for pretty much the same thing. Probably it's a sign that maybe they're a little bit unsure in the position as to what to do. Of course, it's important to develop your pieces, and you, in theory, could know all the principles. But when it comes to putting into practice and you're under pressure, everything that you know can go out the window. It's basically like trying to talk about yourself in a group of people, or doing an interview where you have so many ideas of what you want to say. And then when it comes to, you know, giving the interview, you're like, I like sandwiches.
You like sandwiches? Or ghost pops?
I do like that too.
In this case, this ghost pop, this H6, actually makes a lot of sense, because black wants to castle. They want to move the knight out, the knight on to F6, and that bishop G5 is such a pain. That pin is a pain. So I can agree with H6 here.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what is what?
We have a fancy word for this move, though.
Ghost pops. Oh no, what?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a ghost pop move. All right, so white plays knight to F6. I meant prophylaxis, but you know, I just wanted to
ghost
flex.
pop is easier.
I wanted to flex my 10-word vocabulary, even though English is my first language. All right, so knight F6, knight C3, and they're playing quite quickly. That was one of the first questions or thoughts we had, is if the kids are playing quickly, it's most likely that they are younger. And when you're young, you're sort of impatient. You haven't learned that art of patience yet. And all you want to do is move, 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 move.
But in this case, also, these are they might have played this a few times, so they're very comfortable with the position, so they might play this a bit faster.
Yeah, maybe they're like Jan Nepomniachtchi. They're like, I have 30 moves of theory in my brain right now. I don't need to think. What's thinking?
I can see the checkmate in 85.
Yeah, exactly.
So in this case now, black also wants to go for that pin on bishop G4.
This is a nice little intermezzo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's saying, you know, you can play bishop G5, but if you play, or bishop G4, if you play
that's
then I'm just gonna nyam your bishop.
That's mining.
Yeah.
Mining rating
and
points.
I think there was one master who were analyzing games with who was like, yummy, yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, all right, so bishop A7, bishop to E3, and knight takes. How do you feel about this move? How do we feel about knight takes D5 here? Would you take with the pawn, or would you take with the bishop?
Well, in this case, definitely, I think the bishop, if I look quickly, because if we take with the pawn, then that bishop on C4 looks like a pawn on steroids. He just looks like a giant pawn, you know.
Yeah.
But if we take with the bishop, then at least the bishop can always fall back on that diagonal, and he keeps an eye on F7.
True. I really, really like that. For me, it's always been very, very difficult to make a decision on central exchanges and central advances as well, because it's such a commitment. Those 4 squares are so important. If you were to play something like B4, you're going to spend a lot less time than if you were to play a move like E5 in a position where that square is vacant.
I get you.
And
I get you.
Now if I wanted to play D4, I'd probably spend 20 minutes as opposed to like 2 minutes on a move like B4. And here, I would also spend a lot of time not knowing what to do.
Would you take with the pawn?
The first thing I thought is take with the pawn.
Maybe.
Because you are forcing the knight to move again. Gaining some space. Your pawn is now on D5. And if you wanted to make this bishop, you know, turn it back into a bishop rather than a pawn on steroids, you'd sort of make way for it to come to d3 and look at the other square, so something like d4 eventually.
I like that. I like that idea.
But of course, black has their responses as well. Maybe this knight is even better on e7. So I like what you said about, taking with the bishop, and that's exactly what they did.
Keep it simple for this.
Keeping it simple.
For this moment, yeah.
Yeah, and now knight e7 anyway, and probably looking at playing an eventual f5 given the chance. Of course, the light squares are going to be incredibly weak. But okay, bishop takes a7, very nice, dislodging the rook for the moment.
But do we want to, what if, so if we take on a7 now, what if black decides to not immediately take that?
Take here?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just thinking because...
No, of course.
I feel like that white bishop is more troublesome at the moment,
Yeah. And I just want to look at their ratings for a second. So Dave, our friend Dave, Chief Dave is 1700, 1750. Okay. And his opponent here, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to pronounce.
In Spain, they say Emmanuel.
Yeah. Is doesn't have a rating. Is rated 0.
Okay.
So perhaps he's also keeping in mind that with every exchange in an equal position, there's a higher chance of a draw. And of course, black does not want that. Playing with the black pieces, I know you don't have the home field advantage. You're not playing the first move. But if you're the higher rated player, you want to keep things or keep the pieces on the board so that you can maintain the pressure, create complications, and perhaps, let's see what happened here.
The more pieces, the higher the possibility to make a mistake, yeah? And we're waiting for... most of the times in chess, the last person to make a mistake is the one that will lose the game.
Unless you're me. But yeah. No.
Okay, I get you. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what he did. The intermezzo was played. So knight takes d5. And rook takes a7. So black actually encouraged the exchange.
Yes.
Black says, I want a bishop versus knight endgame, and never mind my rook on a7. I can always swing it across over this file if I get my pawns out.
And also, if we look at the pawn structure, that white now has a double pawn.
Yep.
Okay, so black's rook there on a7 looks a little bit like a... He's uncertain whether he's a rook or a bishop, but he can always go back, or black can even just keep the bishop, the rook there, and once you get the pawns. Whoopsie, yes. So if he wants to keep the rook there, eventually if he moves the pawns off the 7th rank on B and C, then he can just use the rook to switch over to the other side even. I mean, there's many possibilities in this case.
I like that. All right, so queen e1. So white sees an opportunity to seize the dark squares. Because black here has a light squared bishop. So it's more likely that when black moves a pawn, there will be weaknesses on the opposite color. So if you play something like b5, well, actually I'm talking absolute crap. You need to stop me at this stage.
You shouldn't say a word like that either.
Oh,
Can we
nonsense?
Go
beep, beep. Okay,
Bleep.
There we go. Bleep. Sorry, it's the audience's influence.
Yeah.
Come on, audience.
Stop it.
All right, so then we have queen f6. And if you guys are watching from the venue, you can actually join us. But there is an unfortunate requirement that you will have to be rather quiet.
Entry fee is a cappuccino.
Yes.
2 cappuccinos, the entry fee.
With 1 sugar.
To Marula 1.
Yes.
Yes.
No, don't add.
Not Amarula. The room is Marula 1.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm really having a hard time here today.
Yeah, I'm giving her your...
Do you even see that queen is attacking the rook?
I can see that the queen is attacking the rook. Thank you.
Do you remember that's a rook, not a bishop, yeah?
You told me that. And ever since,
Good job.
I've been seeing the right piece on that square.
Fantastic.
Okay. So
Yes.
the rook went back. There wasn't any b6, although I thought here maybe b6. Because you can always try to open up the a file with a5.
Yes.
Because the moment you move a piece twice, where that piece is not being placed on a better square, you're wasting time on the board. And I'm not saying time on the clock. Time on the clock, I suppose, is also considered a piece to some extent, because if you lose on time, you lose the game. But you obviously want to make good decisions on every single move. You want to make a difference on the board, just like future presidents want to make a difference in the world.
Yeah, they need to speak to ESCOM first, but Okay, so they move the rook back, right? Can you move the rook back for us, please, Jessie?
I'm sorry, I'm like messing coffee on myself here. All right, this is why we need the free cappuccino. All right, so
Yes.
rook A8, rook
Yes.
A8, rook went back.
But now, just take
Yeah.
that move back for white in this moment.
Okay,
And,
white's move.
So if we think about this, if white sit at the board, often we sit in this position, in these positions, and we think, okay, so this is a little bit boring sometimes. You sit at the board and you're like, what do I do now? What's the plan? So let's see. If we want to improve our knight, where would be a nice square for the knight to land on?
Ooh, that is a really good question, because now you have to visualize your knight on a square that it can't immediately go to, but that requires you to think a couple moves ahead. And that in itself, if you are able to do that as a chess player, you can already consider yourself better than most. So it's not just about looking at a move, seeing a move, that looks nice, let's play it. But if you can find a plan, and that plan, where would you put the knight?
I would actually like the knight on e4. So if the knight can go to d, just immediately, like
just
knight
put it there.
Yeah,
When your
it's not,
opponent's not looking?
Superman. It's not Superman.
Okay,
it's not
okay.
Superman. No.
Sorry.
Not Zorro.
Not Zorro?
What shall it be? It's not a unicorn.
It's not a unicorn?
He can't move from f3
I don't know
to
how we
e4.
got from Superman to...
I'm trying to find a superhero for the knight, but I'm a bit out of date with the latest cartoons. So knight d2 and then knight e4.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, just strengthening the knight, because every
like it.
time the knight moves a file up, a rank up on the board, he gets stronger, So when the knight starts on the first rank, he's normally weaker than the bishop. Second rank, still I'm weaker than the bishop. Third rank, still weaker than the bishop. Once the knight gets to the fourth rank, he's equal to a bishop in general.
I'm actually learning something. This is incredible.
Once he gets to the fifth rank, especially if it's an outpost, he's actually stronger than a bishop. And if he gets to the sixth rank and it's an outpost, it's called a Steinitz knight. And sometimes that knight is even stronger than a rook.
Okay. Seventh rank?
No, then he goes downhill. Then it might
by the
be a
time
nightmare.
it gets to the eighth rank, it gets promoted to
a queen.
A stallion.
A stallion.
Yeah.
Italian stallion.
The Italian stallion.
Okay, so this knight. So I'm just thinking at the moment, if we look at the basic mathematics, the knight is maybe weaker than the bishop because of his status at this stage. So if the knights can improve his status to the fourth rank, then we can say, well, he's in principle equal to the bishop. You see, so I'm just thinking, I'm thinking that along that way. I'm not seeing the mate in 84, but...
You don't want to give it away. You're keeping it a secret for now.
Yes, like a
Even
Uno card.
from yourself.
Skip card. Uno.
An Uno skip card. Okay, got you.
Okay, right, so what did they do?
D4.
D4, okay, yeah.
And I'm a little unsure about the move, and I'll tell you why. Because when you are playing, this is technically transitioning from the opening to the middle game. And in order to complete the opening, you need to have developed all your pieces. Though there are still two pieces here that have not yet been developed, and that is the rook on A1 and the rook on F1. And in order to develop them, you just have to place them on squares where they have better prospects. Now, I failed to place myself in a position where I'm given better prospects, but if I can do so for my pieces, then perhaps I will feel accomplished somewhat. All right, so if we place them in the center...
Do you feel misplaced at the moment?
Without coffee, I think so.
Okay. But it's coming. It's
coming. All right, thank you so much. All right, so rook to D1 and rook to E1 would be automatically something that, your coach will tell you, place the rooks in the center will be open, and if you control the central files, you're already maybe slightly better if your opponent is not doing that. So, number one, don't start attacking if your opening is not completed, so if you've not developed all your pieces. And this would be considered an attacking move, I would think.
Yes.
Because you're trying to open up the center. Number two, knights are technically slightly worse than bishops, provided the position is open for that bishop to move around. And by trading pawns, you are allowing that structure to be open, or center to be opened, and for lines and diagonals to be better for the bishop. So perhaps there's another way, and like you said, with the knight maneuvering to a better square, we want this knight to be in a position where it is better than the bishop.
I get you.
Yeah. So after d4, I would love to know what black played.
Let's see.
Oh, he took.
Okay, now the question, now the thing is, do we take with the queen? Do we take with the knight?
That's true.
You see.
I can also understand the logic behind playing d4 though.
What I like about, the more I look at this now, is that if the pawn takes and the knight takes back, that knight becomes almost a little bit like a nightmare because you can't chase the knight away.
True.
Because of en passant. And the bishop is on the wrong color to chase the knight.
True. So would you consider this an outpost?
A little bit. No.
An advanced outpost?
Not really. Not yet. Because the knight needs to be protected by the pawn, isn't it? Boop. Boop. Oh, okay, but that pawn wants to go to C4.
It does want to go to c4. This is going to be tricky because I think pawn movements are difficult in general, but specifically here, because do you protect the pawn, do you protect the knight? And like you said, the little guys can't go backwards.
Yep.
So you have to make a solid decision. The nice thing about c3 is that it always has the potential to go to c4, but not the other way around.
You know, I thought about it now. If you could date any piece on the chessboard, the pawn will be the best one to date because they are committed. Once they move, they don't go back.
Yeah, but also once you have committed to the pawn, we're definitely not making the audience laugh right now. Bringing them to tears. I love it. Good job. No, but they also change. They change a lot, and they could leave you behind.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
So if
this was Dr. Phil 101 for today.
Yeah, if you have abandonment issues, then
dear,
you can't choose a pawn.
I think we need a psychologist for this.
I think so too. Dr. Phil!
Dr. Phil. Right. So what happened here? So
let's see.
Did white take with the knight or the queen? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So the knight was decided on. And so white said, I don't want to trade queens. I don't need a draw.
No.
You have a 1700 rating. I feel a lot better than that.
Oh.
All right. So bishop d7. And the nice thing about this move is that it has that little 2 square rule, which we'll explain. And this bishop is covering all the necessary squares. So if the knight decides to move forward, this bishop is covering those squares. Of course, the knight can't move forward right now just because none of the squares are available to it. But just in future, it's nice to sort of guard those squares.
And also the rook on a8.
Yeah.
That rook is actually overworked, hey? He can get overtime because he went to a7 and back to a8, and now he needs to come back. He will probably go to e8, yeah?
You think you'll get a 13th check?
I'll negotiate on his behalf.
Oh, great.
We
have an advocate right here.
I should leave my business card here.
There we go.
Law, here we go.
I think so. You should try it right there. Okay, so c3.
Okay, yes.
There we go.
There you go.
And rook e8. And this is one of those things where we said, complete your development before you attack. But now the queen is forced to move. And it's a little bit tough because the queen will have to get a 13th check after having to move again and possibly not even to a better square. So here, queen to f3, now offering a trade of queens. I wonder, because queen takes, I'm thinking, knight takes, and now the 7th rank.
The 7th rook for the rank for the rook.
Yep. Once the rook is on the 7th rank, maybe it will be better.
I expected black to exchange
my goodness
immediately.
Gracious. You did. But I didn't expect bishop e5.
I think rook
Rook e2.
e2 would have been better because then if the rook challenges the file, then you just play your other rook, double up the rooks on the open file.
How about rook e2, knight d4, and now I don't know what to do for black. You'd have to play something like rook b2 if you want to keep it there. But okay, the rook's on the 7th.
Oh.
I still like it for black. But yeah, that knight can be annoying.
Yeah.
Or maybe even this, because now you win the pawn.
Yeah.
Or maybe you attack the pawn. All right, let's see what happened. Okay, going after the pawn anyway. Rook takes, that pawn's not going to survive very long. And now we see the benefit of having this pawn here.
The lift.
The lift for the king. Bishop's got to move. Bishop doesn't move. Oh no. Hang on.
Oh, but the rook threatens a check. So if the rook takes bishop,
You're
check.
Right. I was just testing you.
Oopsie.
I clearly didn't see the back rank mate.
I saw the back rank mate.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so guard your back ranks, everyone. Be careful. All right, so after knight to e1. Rook takes pawn.
Oh, he's
What a
cheeky
nice
like
move.
that. He's
Yeah.
cheeky like that, picking up the pawns.
What a nice move. But surely,
Yummy, yummy.
I was thinking you win.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Or maybe not, because
the
rook
rook
here.
can protect you.
Yeah, so maybe just take, and now he's going there, rook e4,
Ooh.
bishop takes 2 pawns down.
This is like, it feels almost like Pac-Man. Remember
Yes,
Pac-Man?
Pac-Man. But it's also really nice conversion because you're taking an endgame that was relatively equal to pressing your opponent, forcing them to give up material. And you're probably sometimes in a case where you're like, or a situation where you're like, how did it go so, where did I go wrong? And it wasn't necessarily that you made a big blunder, but maybe you were just outplayed. And there were so many times that I was just outplayed and I couldn't really say much about it.
But you can see White in this case is now, I mean, what options does White have here,
Yeah.
you know? White should maybe have, because at the moment the bishop will just go to c6
That's true.
and grab another pawn. Or maybe White should just have played rook e3 to try to, I mean, he has to exchange the rooks now or protect the a3 pawn, otherwise the a pawn is falling. So yeah, I think this is pretty much one for Black in my mind. Should be especially taking the rating difference into account as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, maybe beneficial for players without a rating to play up. Because even if you end up losing your games, it's all about isn't it the average rating that you get from that? I'm not particularly sure how FIDE does it. But you end up getting a FIDE rating based on the last few tournaments you've played. And you obviously want to start with a good and strong FIDE rating, a healthy one with strong teeth and bones.
Teeth and bones. Floss every night, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Right, Jessie. Do we have results on the under 18? Oh no, they're still playing. Can we go to the under 18 games maybe? Because the pictures where we see there, the players that you see on the pictures is
that is the under 18 section. That's true.
yeah.
Let's check it out.
So let's see what they are experiencing at the moment.
Oh, I might have lied to you. I'm
What did you
really
say?
sorry. I said there are only 2 boards, electronic boards, per section. However, here we have the under 18 section that has 4 boards.
Oh, that's
I had to count again, but there were definitely more than 2.
We need to do something about your mathematics, though.
I did say we needed to get an abacus in here, but I unfortunately couldn't get a hold of one. So if we can organize for the next stream, that would be super.
We'll do that. What is interesting about this under 18 board 1 is that Caleb Leviton is the top rated player in this entire event with a rating of 2,280, 2280. But he's only 14 years old. In fact, his twin, Judah, is playing in the under 14 section, and it was their birthday yesterday. So they turned 14 yesterday, and Caleb is playing in the under 18 section. So he's playing against Franco Lilieveld from South Africa as well. And there's about a 500, almost 550 rating difference.
Wow.
Between the two. Is my calculation right here? Yeah, or more or less. Rating between the two of them.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting for me to see.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting the overlay. That's why it's a little bit scuffed. at the moment,
Okay.
yeah.
What it looks like what the games look like when you have that big rating difference, you know. And in this case, there's now an age difference as well. So it's quite interesting I would like to see this game. We can just maybe flick through the game from the start, if you don't mind, Jessie.
That's true. People can't actually see the board yet.
Not yet.
They can only see what's on the right-hand side.
I see it.
You see it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to show everyone the board. And it's not going to be half a board, so you don't have to guess or play blindfold chess. Which is actually, it ropes into what we did a little bit earlier because Caleb and his twin brother celebrated their birthday yesterday. And we had them in today for a little bit of an interview. But it was fun because we blindfolded them with the official South African ties. And what happened was they had to say who was the messiest between the two of them. But it was so fun because it brought out their personalities.
It was so much fun. We asked them certain questions and they had to answer without seeing what the other one answers.
Yeah.
So we will post that interview a little bit later as well. This is such a lot of fun. I just love kids, hey? The way they express themselves. And, in Afrikaans we have the saying, uit die mond van die suigeling hoor jy die waarheid.
So that means
how does you say that in English?
Out of the mouth of the sapling, we hear the truth. Out of the mouth of what was the word?
Anyway, children tend to speak the truth,
Suckling.
I think we should take a quick coffee break. I think you need a coffee on this one.
Okay. So shall we just flick through the moves?
Let's do that.
And then we'll leave you guys with a nice little board and some hall cameras to take a look at, so you don't have to be too annoyed by our bad humor. Listen, it is Father's Day. We're all about the dad jokes, though it will continue all week, so we'll be here all week.
It's a whole week of dad jokes on this.
I hope you're ready.
Stream. Oh, wow.
The Karakan. Are you ready for the Karakan? Can you Karo can or can you Karo can't?
Can't. I like that. Let's see.
Okay, so we have like the normal, I suppose, the main line here. Knight f6. I like knight f6, but it's a little bit different. The different sort of structures when you get g takes as opposed to e takes. Of course, e takes you want to develop real quick, and white wasted a move here, taking the knight with check. And after c3,
stabilizing the center.
Yeah, white can get a very nice. I think there's some way to get a really nice kingside attack.
Yeah,
and that's something I'm
excited
to see.
Because the bishops are keeping an eye on that side. Yeah,
already knight e2 is saying you can bring your rook to e8. I'm going to longside castle, bring out my pieces, aim towards your king, and you have nothing that you can do. I'm going to play g4, g5. And let's see, rook e8. Oh, short castles. This is different to what I thought. Okay, but Caleb is a very solid player. We know him to be, minimal risks, and when he needs to attack, he's like Anatoly Karpov in a way. He's that constrictor boa. What is it called? A boa constrictor, where he squeezes his opponent, and at the end takes advantage of those mistakes. So let's see. After knight to d7, a4, very nice. Positional move, a5, taking some space, knight g3. Do you know how to kick a knight from the g file after the king has castled?
I don't know how to kick a knight, but I know knights kick first.
Yeah, if you stand behind a horse,
yes,
it will kick you in the stomach.
It's a safety issue.
It's a safeguarding issue. Okay, got you. So if black had not castled yet, it would be easier to play a move like h4, h5, or rather h5, h4. But here, f5, f4 might be a nice way for black to try and kick the knight. Because this knight is a really nice defender of the king. It blocks the bishop, which has full range of this diagonal, minus the fact that this knight is now in the way of the attack of the sensitive pawn on h2. So you sort of want to have a way in which you can push this knight away. So let's see if Franco, James Franco.
Lilieveld is Afrikaans, so it's probably Franco.
Franco,
I think.
My Afrikaans is heerlijk.
In English, that means my Afrikaans is delicious. So
very delicious. All right, so g6.
Yes. With the idea
to understand.
With the idea to get the pawn, and also to maybe f5.
F5, nice, F5,
maybe.
F4, F3. So and if you need to, you can bring the bishop back to f8.
And swing back, yes.
Very nice. So I'm still learning things about structures like this. F4 is very nice. There's, I suppose, very few weaknesses on the dark squares leading up to white's king. So white can afford this early f4, not having to develop the bishop since it already has range. Yes.
Yeah.
You took a breath, so I was ready for something.
I'm just worried about that knight to e4 and then keeping an eye on the squares, on the dark squares.
I have another question for you.
Oh dear.
What is that knight on d7 going to do?
I don't know. I think I hope he has a good retirement plan. Because...
Yeah, I'm sure. I heard he took out a retirement annuity last year. but it's not ready yet.
Not yet.
It hasn't fully matured.
Well, maybe if the knight, that is a difficult one, hey? Knight.
Because
the
if
knight
you
has
bring
to
the knight
swing
around
back.
this way,
Yeah. Yes.
you always run the risk of leaving your knight on the queen side temporarily, and white has this opportunity to come and attack the king.
Does the knight want to be on e6? Maybe not.
If the knight wants to be on e6, it could go ahead like that. There's
And
also
still
the
blocking the
possibility of playing something like h5 knight, but you don't really want your knight sitting there. I suppose it is guarding the king quite well. But yeah, let's see. Knight f8.
Oh.
Knight on f8, they'll never be mate. I always get the square wrong though. What's the square? Is it knight f8?
I don't know, but I'm really concerned about your rhyming.
Knight
Your
f8, they'll
rhymes
never
are-
be mate.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll never be a rapper. I want to be a mumble rapper.
Okay, then what did I do?
F5,
You were
immediately.
absolutely right. Caleb made a point. Knight e2 in the beginning said, "I'm coming for you." Yeah.
Oh, it's very, very common. That's why I don't think a lot of people are actually playing the knight f6 line. And if they are, they're taking with the g-pawn these
Yeah.
days. All right, so after f5, queen to f3, I could also be talking absolute nonsense. And, they say, well, one of my good friends said, if you say anything with confidence, it could very well be believable. There was an alien on my doorstep. Op my stoep.
Op my
gisterand.
stoep. Op my stoep gestrand. Oh, wow. Jessie, what did they move? I'm getting worried now.
Okay, I think that's the last move that was made in the position.
This feels a bit tight, hey?
It does feel like a very tricky situation for black. Although, I think if black manages to find a nice coordination for his pieces, then perhaps it's not the end of the world. Because remember, black does have a rook on e8.
Yeah.
It is taking control of that entire e-file. And with two bishops, with a bishop on c6, it might look very nice. Push c5 at some stage. So it's all up to black to come up with an idea. Though, can we just take a look at the time difference?
Yes.
Caleb has an hour 22 minutes on the clock, meaning he spent barely any time out of the opening. I suppose it is still the opening. And Franco has 45 minutes. So he's definitely out of preparation and needs to start making plans for himself. Shall we go to a quick break?
I think we should, because I think there is news from one of the playing venues, because I can see one of the arbiters are trying to find us on the group.
Oh.
So let's go and scout quickly what is happening in the playing halls.
Sounds good. I'm going to play the video that we played in the beginning, and then we'll go straight to watching some of the games. See you soon. You've heard the saying, it's time for Africa, and now it really is. 15 countries gather from all over Africa to compete in one of the biggest youth events on the continent. The African Youth Chess Championship will be taking place from the 15th to the 23rd of June in Johannesburg, one of South Africa's finest cities. These are the countries that will be joining us: Angola, Botswana, Egypt, Eswatini, Kenya, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritania, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, Tunisia, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And here are your commentators, Anzel Laubscher and yours truly, Jessie February. Get ready for an action-packed week filled with game analysis, interviews, fun activities, and more. The championship will be broadcasted live on YouTube and Twitch. Don't miss out.
So this is our time to shine. Chess is for all. It belongs to all in South Africa. I was on TV once, and then my dad said I should get off.
I don't think you're allowed to sit on your television. So, Anzel, what do you think of the game so far? I'm a little confused. Where's Anzel?
How can you ignore the elephant in the room?
Okay, well, guys, this is Ulwazi. Do I have the pronunciation correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Ulwazi is our mascot for the African Youth Chess Championship. And yeah, how are you feeling today, Ulwazi?
I'm feeling fantastic. It's amazing here. I got off the jungle and I decided to come here and see the people.
The jungle. I didn't know elephants existed in the jungle.
Elephants, we live in the jungle. Big five, yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually the marula room, and I heard that elephants really love marula.
Yeah, you know, if we have too much of it, we sometimes get drunk. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
it does ferment. You know, our stomachs just like humans. So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I'm learning something new every single day.
Yes.
That's amazing. Do you know where elephants keep their luggage?
We don't keep luggage.
In the trunks of their car. Dad joke of the day. No. Oh, is that?
Yeah, it's Father's Day, so yeah, dead jokes allowed.
Yeah. So Ulwazi, do you have any kids of your own?
No, not yet. So soon I will be a father.
That's amazing. Congratulations on the
in
future.
advance. Oh yeah.
Can I touch your trunk?
You can't touch my trunk.
Well, I really, really appreciate having you here, Ulwazi. And if you see Ulwazi around the venue, please say hello to him and take some photos. He doesn't have his glasses on today, so he's a little bit hard on sight. But you know, if you see him, just
Because
tap him
I
on the
live
shoulder.
in the jungle, so all we see is trees.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the first elephant I've ever met who lives in the jungle.
So now we are in the buildings, and yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm trying to give you a handshake if you can see my hand. Do you want,
You have the pleasure to touch my trunk.
okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. It was really a pleasure. Thank you, Ulwazi. And please don't forget to, don't trip when you leave or on your way out. But
You mean I shouldn't destroy everything I step on?
I think I'm going to help you. So let's go to a break. Thank you so much, Ulwazi, for joining us, and we will be right back. And we are back with the real Anzel. Anzel, what happened? Why did you leave me alone with an elephant?
Well, there are a lot of things that we don't need to talk about in life, so I left you
Including the elephant in the room. Got you.
I left you the elephant in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I beat you to the punchline there, and I should have just given it to you.
Yeah, you know, you're such a spoiler.
I steal your thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang.
That's
That's
what?
lightning.
Oh,
That's me coming back.
okay. Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that one.
You do?
Yes.
I'm so
Yes,
proud of
I
you.
actually do.
That's one cartoon that's, I suppose, with
We
the
can
times.
tick off. We can tick off, yes.
All right. So we have a game here from the under 8 open section. Now, we haven't taken a look at the under 8s yet, and I can just imagine how cute they must be sitting in the hall, legs dangly, and trying to make the best moves possible on the chessboard. Probably standing on the chair to some degree, but they're probably going to be finishing their games first, just given their age. I would assume, though. I mean, if we look. White here has already 46 minutes, so spent quite a majority of their time trying to find some good moves. And we have Egypt's Fawad Mohammed Yahia.
Yeah is the name.
That's
I
cool.
think.
Awesome.
I think, yes.
Against Philip
Labiskachny.
Labushgagne.
Labiskachny.
Okay.
I often get my surname confused for this, so people really struggle to pronounce my surname, Laubscher, and then they go into Labiskachny. So I can vouch for that one.
I see.
So Philip is from South Africa, and Yahya is from Egypt.
Your name is Laubscher?
Laubscher. But in France, it might be Laubscher. Oh, oui.
Anzel Laubscher.
Anzel.
Got
Oui,
you.
oui. Right.
All right.
So what do we have here?
I need to know what happened in the beginning.
Okay, let's
And
just flick through it.
I cannot fathom, we did flick through it right before going live again. I cannot fathom that this game, and you would not be able to tell that this game was played by an under 8.
Yeah.
Honestly. All right. D4.
This is the first D4 we saw now today.
That's true.
Yes.
They got the wrong memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so bishop to f5, which is quite nice. Captures, okay, queen. I mean, look at that. Look at that foresight. I mean, you are looking ahead a couple moves already as an under. When I was under 8, I was just like, I just played with the pieces probably. Still putting it in my mouth. I don't know.
But interestingly enough, at this stage, if you look at the time, you can see that these two players were prepped for the opening. Because there's no way that they will play the moves so fast, just making the right moves at the right time so fast, Yeah. So they were definitely prepped. And this is interesting that at this age that they specialize this much as well. I would like to actually know how much time the coaches already put in with them before the game just to prep on these lines.
And how much patience they must have probably as well.
Yes, this is one thing, especially when you coach the under 8s, but something else that's important, Jessie, that I picked up in other events is that your arbiters at your under 8s are extremely important, that they need to be able to work with children as well.
Yeah.
They need to have the patience, and they need to have the guidance and make sure that we don't want to break the child at that young age.
Yeah, that's true.
We never want to break a child anyway, but it's not a healthy position
unless
to be
you break
in.
them in half. And then you have 2 children because children are really nice to have.
We need to talk about your school system that you went through, because I'm
no, it's
sometimes
okay.
a little bit worried about...
Well, now you know where my humor comes from. It's all trauma-based.
It's all trauma-based. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So
Right.
this knight wants to go to C2 to check the king and grab the rook on A1.
Indeed.
So there's
That's very nice. I mean, you see this, see a check, play a check, and after knight to A3, which seems to be one of the
see
only
a check,
moves.
play a check. I like that. See
Yeah.
a check, play a check.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not a very, very concise rule. We should rather not put that as a rule. But
Don't see a check, and if you do, don't play it.
don't try this at home.
Yes. That seems like
Okay.
a chess boxing thing. But yeah, I agree.
So the knight goes to A3 to stop the check, and the
Yes.
castle.
Castling is a very good food group. And then after castling again, bishop to G5. And we saw in the other game that we analyzed that black played h6 to prevent this bishop g5 move, because it can be annoying and difficult to deal with, especially with this pin. You often have to bring the bishop back or find a way to protect that knight before moving the queen and just, get rid of that pin. Sorry.
But on the other hand, Jess, if white fianchettos on the, like in this case where the pawn is on g3 and the bishop is on g2, if the white bishop then plays to g5 and you want to kick the bishop with h6, then the bishop can't move back to h4 because it might be trapped, So in this case, you can still maneuver that bishop that's pinning the knight. Other than, when if the white pawn is not on g3 and you play h6 and the bishop goes to h4 and then you play g5, then the bishop can hop back to g3. So now they have to, when you ask that bishop a question on h6, the bishop either has to exchange the knight or retreat.
You telling me that this 6-7-year-old saw this and said, I will allow bishop g5, but
probably.
I'd like to see you deal with this move. Yeah. So let's see if he poses that question after knight d5. Very nice. Putting the knight on a quite a central square there. And then after knight to b5, knight b6. How do we feel about this?
I'm still with my hands. But he's asking the queen some questions. Queen needs to do something.
It's almost as bad as, I think there's an arbiter who I asked, are you free at the moment? No, I'm expensive.
Oh, that's me.
Well, someone stole your line.
That's so cheeky.
That's very
That's
cheeky.
cheap.
No, but then you could just consider yourself influential. Go from there.
Okay, good.
All right.
So I'm an influencer now.
You are.
At my age?
I introduced it to Instagram, so you could become an Instagram influencer too.
She had to figure out my Instagram login. So yeah.
Yes.
Good job, Jessie.
Thank you.
You can become a hacker, you know that.
I don't know if I can do that.
Okay.
I'm really good at research though.
I'll pay the bail money.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Queen to b3. You're seeing a lot of crimes in action here.
Yeah.
And bishop e7. So to stop that pin, no h6 in sight. And after rook d1, we have knight e4.
Oh, nice.
So centralizing the knight, allowing this trade of bishop takes e7. I'm sorry if it seems a little bit slow. Okay, my laptop is doing what it can. It's doing its best. Yeah. And
it's Sunday and his Father's Day after all, so...
Yeah, I don't know if my laptop's a father. Maybe it's doing stuff behind my back. All right, so after bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, and knight e5, a6.
Kicking the knight?
Yeah.
The knight is getting irritating there.
Yeah. I'm wondering if knight c3 here might be better, though. You sort of don't want to put your knight on the edge of the board because then it will have the freedom to... help me out there.
I'm thinking
I ran out
maybe,
of bad jokes.
Yeah, but maybe the knight wants to go to... Oh, you wanted to make a joke? I thought we were finding lines.
I don't know.
Oh, but I think maybe the knight wants to go to... Maybe the knight wants to trade. So
avoiding a trade, you don't play knight c3, you play knight f3.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, rook d8.
Yep.
g4.
Oh.
g4, making a committal move on the king side. That bishop will have to retreat. Perhaps the plan is to exchange that bishop for the knight. And, yep, he does.
Ooh.
F takes. Oh, and the knight falls.
This is a beast drop.
Yes.
Ouchie.
It's like a mic drop, but worse. After c5, queen take. Okay, so you blunder, but in solidarity, I'll blunder back. Just so that we can have a level game and don't make it too easy for me,
Is this called fair play? You blunder, I blunder.
I think it's a different kind of fair play, but like blinded fair play.
A blinded fair play.
Yeah, there we go. So
got you.
queen to h4, threatening the pawn, and queen takes check. What a very nice check, because you're checking, you're defending g4, and let's see what happens. So king h8, I do worry about the safety of the queen, and pawn takes. And this is the last position we saw, I think.
Yes.
And there were some things, there's already a result in, and let's see what happens. So queen to b6, d3, queen to b4. That queen's moving a lot. h5.
Sure.
And now the pawn cannot capture.
Yep. Now the queen is its own downfall. Ouch.
Right. I was even looking at rook takes at this stage.
Yeah.
Because you take back with the pawn, the bishop's undefended. Easy to forget that your pawn is overloaded. Queen takes, queen e7. I don't see how this is completely... Okay, I suppose much better for white, but...
Yeah.
Oh, 2 pieces up. I didn't see that. You know,
Oh, you
I
didn't see
missed the
that?
bullet. Yeah, I have blind spots in weird places. Rook takes, and after queen takes g6, there's a mate. A very
Ooh,
cute mate, actually.
That's a cute mate. It's like a corridor, a back rank mate on the side. Is that a side rank mate?
Oh, we have the same brain.
it.
It's crazy.
Ah.
Minus the fact that I'm missing a few brain cells. But yeah, very good job and well played to the Egyptian player. And yeah, we'll definitely hope to see some points for Team South Africa soon.
Let's see. On board 2, there was also...
That game is still ongoing.
Oh, that game is still
Oh
ongoing.
my goodness gracious. That king is going on a witch hunt in the wrong direction.
So can you maybe take us from the 10th move? Let's go to the 10th
Yeah,
move.
I
right?
agree. That could be a really good
So
idea.
while Jesse's going there, those who joined us just now, welcome to the live stream at the African Youth Chess Championships in Johannesburg, Kopanong Hotel and Conference Center, hosted by ACC, the African Chess Confederation, and Gauteng Province in South Africa. We are here, we have 480 players from under 8 to under 18 in total, and 16 different countries, and there are 12 titles up for grabs.
Yeah,
How
they are.
exciting is that?
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where the kids are at the moment, and I wish we had more cameras that we could actually see inside, you know?
I'll work on it.
Yeah, and I think tomorrow we must maybe take a walk around and interview some parents. How does that sound?
I think that sounds amazing.
Yes.
We'll just get Ulwazi to do the commentary, and then we'll walk around.
I
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'd like to know, from my 20 years of chess experience, my mom's been a huge supporter of my chess career.
Amazing.
Or lack thereof. But she's also learned a bunch of new skills in order to occupy herself during the tournament. So you're either sitting with your knitting, or you're sitting with a book, or you're sitting doing work. I'd love to know what the parents are up to right now. I'd love to take a little quick look as to what you're doing. If we have a parent in chat, though, message us. We're looking at the chat now and then. It would be nice to know what you're up to. Are you just watching the stream? Are you chatting among parents? Are you having a good time? Are you nervous as heck? We're nervous as heck, and we're not even parents. So there we go. All right, so
Tell us, if you're parents, what are you doing? We want to see in the chat, and we will read some of your comments.
Yep.
What are you doing at the moment while you're waiting for your kids? Maybe you can give other parents some advice on what to do while they wait for the kids to finish the games. And maybe you can teach them some skills. You know, if you know how to knit, you can teach some of the people to knit.
we do have a parent in chat watching from,
From Malawi.
I don't know if you're a parent, but if you're watching from Malawi, that means the stream has reached far and wide.
Oh,
I love it.
Fantastic.
Good to hear. And there was someone else saying children, what is it? Sorry, I missed it. Children grow by mitosis, confirmed. Cell division, that's
Oh dear.
important in biology. I didn't skip that day in school.
There's a reason why I studied law and not medicine.
Because you don't
I
like
don't
needles.
understand what that means.
Oh, mitosis. It means that you point at someone's toe and you make sure they're your sister, and then you're like, it's my toe, sis.
My toes, sis. Ah, your sis toes. I got it. I got it. Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't like toes though. Yeah, they're horrible. All right, so next up we have queen to e2, a5.
Yes.
After rook e1, it seems like a very balanced opening so far. No exchanges are made. There's peace in all the land. And
Peace in all
after
the land.
rook to e8, knight e5.
Is there maybe a way? No, there's no way yet. I thought maybe there was a way to trap something. No, there's nothing to trap.
So we have a Zimbabwean player versus Namibia. So country neighbors.
Yep.
Yes, and after knight to d5, you probably don't even have to take it. Though, if black just leaves it, they run the risk of this. And my question, I suppose, as well, is what happens if knight takes? Pawn takes, and what happens to this bishop? This bishop is running out of squares very quickly. I suppose you can go bishop to f5. Let's just play it real quick. So pawn takes, bishop f5 and g4. Now maybe takes, or just retreat.
Why would just put it back? Why would they play g4? If the bishop goes to...
I obviously saw this, and I just wanted to see if you saw it.
If I saw it. Okay. I confirm I saw it.
You confirm?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad.
Absolutely.
Now that we're on the same page,
Yes.
I'd like to know what did happen. A4 happened.
Yes. I'm waiting for this because the bishop can't go back to a2 because he didn't create that little hole for the bishop to slip back in there.
Yep.
And if the bishop goes to c4, there might be some things to do there too. Not yet because black obviously can't play b5, but in this case, white can also, what we shouldn't forget about this is that white can take the knight on f6 with a check.
Yeah.
Pawn takes back,
Yes.
and then bishop takes bishop.
I like that.
So then you solve your bishop problem, and you
The bishop conundrum.
you mess up black's. Okay, well, that pawn structure is not too bad because it's controlling the center,
Ooh,
but the
with
king
this
is a
pawn.
bit and that
Pawn
pawn
leaves
is falling
the building anyway.
and the black pieces. We just think how long will it take the black pieces to get back to the king, because the pieces are more on the queen side and white's pieces might be faster. We'd never know. This
Very,
might be a
very
nice
true.
position because bishop takes and knight. The knight. I mean, if the knight moves, then the queen has that light square. No, sorry, the white knight on f3 moves away. Then the queen has the light squares to come in. There's a check, or even just go to h5.
Ah, I like that.
Yummy. Yummy, yummy.
Yummy, yummy. We do love that. And I suppose if white really wanted to be spicy and a little bit extra, can just take the bishop and cause more problems for the pawns. Because sometimes you'll have a player just cause a bunch of problems and then, cash in on those problems later on. It's like the principle of 5 weaknesses, which, is in chapter 7 of that One Day Endgame book.
I only read up to chapter 2, which said the weakness, 2 weaknesses.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's a little
Principle.
advanced. But when you get to where I am,
Yeah, where you are, where I am.
in the book.
In the
Yeah,
book,
yeah.
I will see the chapter on 5 weaknesses.
Exactly.
Okay,
And when
good,
I get to
good.
that chapter on advocacy, I will close it again. close the book.
Open the other book.
Yeah,
Wrong
open,
book.
the other book. I realize it's the wrong book. Okay, so rook centralized,
Okay,
but
why would they not take? What is happening here? What are we missing? Are we missing
it's a
something?
poison pawn.
Yeah.
So they're playing atomic chess.
atomic chess.
Yeah, and if you take the pawn,
Is it like laser chess?
it explodes. So then the pawn explodes and the bishop explodes. But then after playing rook d1, he realized, oh wait, this is actually classical chess, and wants to
Oopsie.
take it on the next move.
Ah, okay.
All
I
right,
see.
yeah. So after bishop takes,
Aye.
not allowing this chance,
Uh-huh.
queen takes, very good move.
I think white missed some decent chances there.
I
hey?
agree. And looking at the evaluation on the side, I'm spoiling it for myself a little bit here, and it's a little bit of a spoiler, I think. Yeah.
If we just go back a few moves and we see what the difference in the evaluation is, and here.
Yep. After this move, slightly better for white.
Yeah.
After bishop takes, I suppose not even, maybe even just a slight advantage. I was thinking about moves like bringing the rook across to defend the
across,
king.
yeah.
And I would still think that any human player would feel as though white is winning, despite what the
Yeah.
engine says. All right. And queen g7, very nice defensive move, getting the king. And this is like prime defending. It's not easy to defend. And that's actually a skill that was... that will probably win a lot of games, because once you successfully defend and still have attacking resources, you're most likely going to get a good chance of drawing or winning the game. So I know a
I'm
bunch
really
of...
impressed to think that this is under 8s.
I still can't believe that.
This is so cute.
Yeah, it is cute. I wish I was a monkey on the tree. I was a fly on the wall.
Yes, I
Yes,
get you. A
okay.
monkey on the tree, or the elephant in the room.
I wish I was the elephant in the room.
Yes.
No, I don't want to be the elephant in the room, because that means I'd be a really big problem. Rook takes.
Must
defending-
take, otherwise the a pawn drops.
Exactly. Yeah. And to take is a mistake. In this case, it was not a mistake. Rook to b5, knight to b7, rook b3, wants a draw, says no, knight c5, rook b4. And knight a4. Do not hurry.
Oh, there's a fork.
There is a little bit of a fork.
Ouchie, ouchie,
And the knight
ouchie,
comes
ouchie.
in, capitalizes on this mistake that white has made. And after queen to e1, because you want to save the queen, queen takes. And now there's an exchange deficit. And the rooks double. Very, very, very nice play by black, actually.
See, but White was playing really well earlier, you know, and remember there's also a big rating difference here because Shi Li is unrated. Frederic Grenier is a 1500, 18, he's under 18, he's a 1500, so he must be quite experienced as well.
Yeah.
So I think he had a good game, Shi Li. But I'm a little bit, if we look at the time, now let's look at the difference, you know, compared to the under 18s, for instance, if they had to get to a position like this, I'm sure they will both be around maybe 30 minutes each or something.
I would think
you
even
know?
in time trouble, but yeah, 30 minutes is definitely more accurate than what we can see here, where the under 8s are sitting at an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh.
15 minutes. So they've played really, really fast. And after queen to e7, queen b1, and now this queen is just coming in saying, I want all your pawns, please can you just surrender? And white says, no thank you, I'm going to try my best to come back, attacks f6.
But do you see that rook on c4?
Yes.
I think if that rook was a pawn, he would have been stronger even.
He would have been stronger, and we usually say that about bishops.
Yes.
And if b5, maybe white even has this chance for perpetual check at some stage.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that
I
defending
think
the
we
pawn
can-
is better.
Could he not trap it?
Probably it's unavoidable unless you play something like knight to b3 first, and then you can
But it's
attack
black's
c5.
move now. Is it
It's
not?
white. Black moved here.
Yeah, but did he have to just take one move back?
So if here, b5 and queen takes f6.
Oh, we're worried about the checks.
I suppose.
If we play,
We could play
rook-
just queen here.
Or what about what am I missing?
rook
What am
there.
I missing on rook f8?
Exactly.
Because
Oh, then everything collapses.
Because there's a check on the bottom if the queen moves away.
You are right.
Ooh.
I was just trying to feel a little bit hopeful here for white, but perhaps, yeah, black let white off easy here. All right, so let's see queen e7, just defending, keeping it safe, keeping it simple. Okay. Black taking control of the first rank, although still b5 is an option.
Okay, it's an option.
King to g2.
On the other hand, you know what? I actually like what black is doing here because that rook on c4 is doing nothing.
I agree.
So black does not want to waste the time in attacking that
That's
rook
very
and winning the rook.
proper
And
of
he can
him. He
actually
says, I don't need to do much.
yeah.
Where is it going? It's not going anywhere.
show me your +5 Uno card.
I don't know what Uno you play, but I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah, but you know how I play Uno.
I do.
I do
I've
believe
seen
there
it.
is
I was there.
no fair play rules in Uno.
Yes.
Fair play does not apply to Uno.
Okay,
My rules.
I do agree with that, and I've seen it firsthand. I was an accomplice in the acts. Okay, knight f3, rook c1, and knight to h. I'm actually feeling like white can come back a little bit here. And after queen to g7, it just is a really nice defensive move. Rook c8. Ah, okay, b5 is coming.
He saw b5, but now the rook escapes. That's the
That's
problem.
true. That's true. Giving you know the rook a chance to live. Oh wait,
Wait. Actually, there's
what did we miss? It's showing that white is winning, but what did we miss? Something is wrong here.
oh dear.
And these are the tactical resources that we're often going to miss if we're not going to have the evaluation gauge on. So let's take our time and try to
95.
find
What-
it.
is there something
I
there?
see it. I see it. I think it is this move, rook a7. I think it's rook. It's not rook a7.
No, it's not.
It is not rook
What is
a7.
happening here?
Okay.
What? Isn't there something on knight f5? It feels like it's.
Knight f5.
Yeah, but the pawn takes.
Pawn takes. Ah, because the rook is hanging at the end.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
I
a
missed
little
that.
fork.
Yeah, I forgot that there were engine lines and I didn't see them. I need to wear my glasses tomorrow.
Checky.
Yeah, there we go.
Checky wena. Ah.
Yes.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Ouchie. Did White see that?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, but this is a tough one, eh? This is a tricky one.
It is
This is a
indeed.
tricky one.
So he took on b6, and
yes.
that puts the ball back in White's
Ooh,
court.
but wait, there's now for White again. Is it not
Again.
the same thing?
I suppose. Knight f5. Knight f5.
Knight
Yep.
F5. Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Yep. Knight f5. Takes,
Yes.
queen takes, and again. Wow.
Ooh la la.
Imagine seeing that in under 8. Like that would be like brilliancy of the tournament.
Well, now it shows that it's actually equal.
Oh my goodness.
Oopsie, there's a mate.
There's an actual checkmate waiting. Mate 9.
Ooh,
Oh no.
he missed it.
Missed the check on f5. That is difficult to see though.
But let's look at the checkmate quickly.
Sure.
Can we look
I'm
at
going to
it?
switch off the engine here.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So what we're going to do is
It's a check.
check and then king moves. What's next?
If anyone sees the moves in, you're welcome to chat to us in the chat and tell us the moves.
Parent watching from Kenya.
Oh yay!
Welcome from Kenya. Nice to see you.
If your child is there, please tell us your child's name, and we can, especially if their games are live on one of the boards and you would like to see their games.
Yeah.
Please tell us, and we can tune in and watch the game.
You're right. I should have taken the chess.com logo off. I'm really sorry. I thought that the games would be broadcasted on chess.com, and last minute had to change just because it's not there yet. I was very, very sad about that. But okay, back to
do
the
that.
position.
Okay.
Alrighty, just looking at chat at the moment. Welcome everyone. When you're too old to play and have to commentate instead, I agree. It's tough out here.
It's tough.
Yeah, being.
But you're never
this
too old to play, so
That's true, unless you're Anzel. No, I'm joking. Unless you're me.
I'm not too old to play yet.
No, you're not.
Okay, so here we go. We can get some. I think.
Chat has been saying knight g6.
Yes.
Knight g6. Okay, king g8. What's
Yes.
next? I don't know.
I'm sure there's a check. I can see an immediate.
Maybe is it knight g6? It
I
is knight
don't
g6.
think so.
Okay, sorry, I'm cheating now. King g8. Knight e7 check.
Yeah.
King f7. Doesn't end there.
Nope.
Knight takes c8.
Yes.
And that's already over, right? I'm pretty sure it's not mate, it's resignation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hashtag means your opponent's going to resign. That's the new definition of it. All right. Let's see what happened in the game.
But it
though.
wasn't there earlier. Even I mean, because
me.
if the rook takes, there might be a.
Oh, the rook
And the
takes?
queen takes? No, earlier for the knight. For white. But yeah, I think we missed that now. Okay, so
Sorry,
where are
just-
they now? What is the current position?
Okay, let's see. It was over here. And after white went back to a6, unfortunately, c2 again. It's crazy. Look at the evil bar. Whoever it is to move is winning. That seems like a Zips one, but like...
This
oh,
might be an upset.
I think so.
Jesse,
Wait,
my
wait,
nurse can't take this.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the thing with under 8s, hey? It can change in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I agree with you. And now it's just over.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh, my heart breaks.
And white had so many chances.
That's true.
Oh. Who was this?
Well played.
Let me just see quickly.
Sure.
Siege Lee from... Was that?
Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe. Well played. Well played, my boy. That was a very good fight against Frederick Ronier. Frederick, well done with your win. But Lee, we are watching the rest of your games. Don't give up. We're very impressed with what we saw today. This is so
And,
much fun
yeah.
watching the little ones.
Anzel, how are you feeling so far about the tournament? Do you think South Africa, what are the chances South Africa will be walking away with a medal here?
Well, I predict that we will have at least 4 medals.
4 medals.
I would like to
Okay.
see 4 out of 12 at least.
4 out of 12.
Are we talking about gold, obviously, right?
I would...
Titles.
Titles? I would think... Okay, out of 12, not necessarily like gold. I think any medal would, like any gold, silver, bronze. I'm thinking like 6. Seven.
I think even more if we count all the medals, because remember that's 12 times 3. You
Yes.
see. But if we talk about titles,
Can I need my abacus again?
I would like to see 4 titles. I would
Okay.
like to see 4 titles.
Nice.
And if the other countries, please tell us what your predictions are for your countries. We are not too sure about the other players from the other countries. We can only speak for the South Africans because we could follow their games.
That's true.
But please help us here. If you want to tell us about your predictions in your country, please do so. Where are we at now?
So this is the under 14 open section, and we are currently looking at board 1. Yeah.
Yes.
This
Oh.
is board 1. We
Under
have
16.
Namibia versus South Africa. Oh, it's Judah Leverton
Judah.
versus Pinus
Tangeni, yes.
Tangeni. And let me see how this game started, actually. All right.
I see Fani mentioned something about his adopted child or children. That's probably his kids that he's coaching. So Fani, please do tell
I
us.
see.
I think that's Fani. It should be Fani.
My
Oh
adopted
no, Tyrone is Fani's Fani's
yeah,
son.
but it's Fani using the account, I think.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
so?
yeah.
Fani, if that is you, please will the real Fani please stand up?
Wow. Okay. Oh wow, Tony. Jeez. Okay, so we have another D4 here. I think Judah also didn't get the memo, but it's okay.
We
Yeah.
need to speak to these boys.
We do. And we have what I thought was going to be a London system, and then C4 popped up. Knight C3, bishop to B4, knight F3. Oh, wow. Okay, so that knight's come in quite early, knight E4, and knight to C6 you don't often see. Usually with D4 on the board, you see it's being backed up by the C pawn, and then later on maybe going for E5 or C5 and so on. But this knight C6 is going to definitely encourage an interesting structure that we're not rather familiar with. Okay, queen to A4. I wonder if this was
He's punishing
preparation
that
or not.
knight. No, he's punishing that knight on C6.
Yeah.
Because that knight should not be on C6 if the pawn is still on C7, maybe, in the main lines. So
Okay.
he probably wants to punish that.
Yeah. But I suppose in the defense of black, if I were to defend the Namibian player right now, it's take your opponent out of preparation. Take them out of
Probably.
theory.
Probably.
And do what Magnus Carlsen does, because we're all deep down inside, you know, on a very, very deep and personal level, a 3,000 rated player. And you can just play B3 on the first move, like a cowboy does.
Some of us just hide it. All of us have that inner 3,000 player, you know, but some of us are just really good at hiding it.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely one of those people.
I'm also very good at hiding certain things.
But you know what? The strongest player ever is one who sits with an engine on and has the evaluation in front of them while they analyze games.
Of course, it's like the rugby. The best rugby coach sits on the
bench.
stand.
Ah,
Yes,
okay, I
yes.
understand.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
I see someone mention something about football. Yeah, it's the same thing with the football. I assume.
Yeah.
Right.
No, unfortunately, we don't have enough electronic boards for all 480-ish players, but we do have quite a few, and it's nice because we then get a choice, and we get spoiled for choice to choose whichever game we want to take a look at, and we'll try to cover as many games as possible. I promise. And Anzel's definitely going to let us know if any important information comes through.
I'm checking.
Yep. And after queen c2, so that queen came back after punishing the knight. And now after f5, knight to e5. And now solidifying that knight on e5. The outpost square. White can also eventually, I suppose, play f3 if he really wants to. I think one of our important lights went out. We just add.
Is it load shedding?
No.
No, we shouldn't mention it even.
Don't say the S word.
No.
It's like Harry Potter. That shall not be named.
That shall be not be named.
No, not at all named.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So what is the position here? Well, there's a 500 rating point difference here between the two players.
Yeah.
So we are already now on move 16.
I'm sure he makes
And-
up for it in personality.
Yeah. Judah, of course, yes,
Of
yes.
course.
You will see the interviews later on.
course.
Very entertaining.
Yes. Okay,
Right.
exchange of the bishop.
Yeah.
Knight c8. Trying to
yeah.
reposition that knight. I can see that knight is looking forward to his tertiary education on c4.
I can see that. Yes. 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 Yes.
And after white then takes, pawn takes,
Takes.
and c4, saying, you're not going to get c4. That
No.
tertiary education, I'm going to take it away from you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Which,
Ooh.
in reality.
Now he's asking questions.
Queen to e7. So the pawn on f5 drops. I don't think he saw it. I don't think he saw that this pawn was hanging, in fact.
Yeah. And that's a crucial pawn.
It is.
Yeah.
It is indeed. I wonder what the plan is after this. So this is the current position. White has 15 minutes on the clock. Judah has 50 minutes versus Black's 28 minutes.
28.
So Tangeni is in a little bit of time trouble there, being down almost 25 minutes on the clock. And they're on move 22. I need to double check the brochure and see if there is any extra time given to players after reaching 40 moves, though I will have to scroll and scroll and scroll. I wanted to discuss the awards as well in terms of titles, but I'm, like you said, maybe it differs and you need to sort of just discuss that with the arbiter.
I will just be careful before we discuss it on live stream, because we've been in situations where we played, I mean, one year we played a zonal even, and then only later on we heard that certain titles were not awarded because of the type of tournament that it was or whatever. So let's rather not use this as a platform where we can say something and then it's not what was discussed by the arbiters or confirmed by the arbiters. So I think let's confirm that tonight, and then tomorrow we definitely have to mention the titles that are up for grabs in this event. For those who welcome just now, we see that there's some new people on the stream. Welcome to the African Youth 2024, the African Youth Chess Championships 2024, hosted by Gauteng Province and the African Chess Confederation. We are here in Johannesburg, live from Kopanong for the under 8s to under 18 sections, and I'm Women's International Master Anzel Laubscher, and my partner in crime here is Women's International Master, I want to say Women's Grandmaster, Jessie February, and we will be back in a few minutes. I need to get her coffee for your protection.
I think so too.
So we will be back in a few minutes, and I want to pop into the hall quickly to see what's happening there and who's finished, and if there's an update from the arbiters as well.
Sounds good. See you soon. And we are back after a really long break. I was looking for Anzel everywhere, and then I found her analyzing some games with the kids.
Where's Wally?
I was the one who was missing, actually. I had to run back to my room just to fetch a few things. But we are back and we are live. And how are we feeling? I think you said you took a look or peeped into the hall and saw some games were done, or more than some.
Yes, I actually I went to two of the halls quickly to just check what's happening there. And the first hall, where the under 10s, under 12s, under 14s are, quite empty already. So there's some of the results that will come in soon. So as soon as we have the final results, we will quickly have a look at the upsets. I like to watch the upsets and to see what is happening, you know, because sometimes players might be rated and then fortunately they can't hold up to that. So I'm looking forward to see the results, whether it went according to plan or not. And then in the other hall, where the under 16s and 18s are, there were quite a few still playing. But it was interesting to see that some of the players they could really hold their own, which is interesting because it takes a while. You know, one would expect that if there's a big rating difference, or unrated and an established rating, that the person will quickly finish them off, you know. But there's some underrated players, or maybe underestimated players, should I rather say.
There are two ways of going about that. The most difficult game to win is a one position. And on the other hand, when you feel like you are winning, there's a high likelihood that you will just sit back and relax. And the moment you relax is when your opponent takes advantage of that relaxation. And like you said, they can underestimate their opponent, saying, you know, I'm winning. I don't have to concentrate anymore. It's just simple chess. And then simple chess turns into bad chess. Yeah.
Or sometimes you think any move wins.
Yes.
Whoopsie.
Then you play the only move that doesn't win. Oh, we know that all too well. Yeah.
I do.
All right.
I do.
You know. Do you want to take a look at this game? This is one of the games, board 2 of the under 18 girls section.
Oh, who are we looking at here? Okay, so that's Kayar Sana.
From Uganda.
Which is is that board 2, did you say?
Yeah,
Jesse?
title player WCM 1800. Well, you gotta take her seriously.
Yes,
because she, with an 1800 rating, you're already in the top sort of bracket of female players in Africa. And I think our highest rated player in Africa right now is around about 2100. Yeah.
Is that almost you? Yes. Yeah. But like you said, an 1800 rating, you don't just order on Checker 6060. You know, it's not. It doesn't just get not anymore.
Are they sold out?
Yes,
Okay.
it was only a Black Friday special.
Black Friday.
Yes. So you have to work for that. You know, so someone with that rating, you need to take serious. Now here, let's see what is happening here.
Alrighty, so shall we take a look from the beginning? Because it's only 30 moves, so we don't have a lot to look at.
Okay, and she's playing, sorry, I just want
yeah,
to mention the other player as well, is Mignon Goosen from South Africa, 1490. So, and they're still playing. So this is, it's almost a 400 rating difference, and Mignon is holding her own. So let's see what's happening here.
Okay.
If any of the coaches are here, please tell us this is my student or that is my student. We want to see.
Or like you can point fingers at the screen and say, it's my girl, it's my girl. And then we'll be like, yeah, it is. It's our girl too now. Okay.
Yeah. We are extremely good team players like that. You know, we are very good cheerleaders.
I think so.
We can be like a rent a crowd.
That's true, but you have to bring your pom-poms.
Pom-poms? I think we need to get that elephant back. What's his name?
Ulwazi.
Ulwazi. Like Uli. I got it. No, I won't forget again. Okay, Ulwazi, yes. I think he will pop in maybe later.
I wonder if they have another suit like that so I can wear it.
You want to wear?
I do.
No, but it's not a suit. It's a real one. What are you talking about?
It's a real. I wish I could be an elephant.
You know, you cannot take you to a Christmas party. You will tell all the kids that
the tooth fairy is.
Don't say it.
That the tooth fairy is only festive.
Make the move. Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
The tooth fairy is not there for Christmas.
Did you know? Did you know?
Obviously did not. What?
That the tooth fairy and elves are related.
Oh, how?
I bled.
Okay, right. So I think let's stick to chess in that sense.
Okay.
We will not be publishing a
You're
chess.
telling my mom was lying to me?
Oh, okay, we will not be publishing a chess storybook or a kid's storybook soon, Jessie.
All right, let's take a look. Another d4 on the board. Knight f6. I like it. Knight f3, g6. Oh, are we going to see a King's Indian defense?
Let's see.
Okay. Well, we have a little bit of a collie setup here.
Yes.
For white.
Yes, absolutely.
So far. And once again, kids, stay in school, don't do drugs, and never play the collie system unless you're me. All right. Castles. And I think one of the best counters to the collie system, in fact, is a setup like the Grunfeld, which you'll see maybe with c5 here, or the King's Indian defense, because the main idea of the collie is to set up some sort of stone wall or like, what to call it, like a very impenetrable attack on the king's side.
So the idea is for the knight maybe to get to e5 and then maybe even play f4 later on, or
Yes.
what is the idea for white here? Tell
I
us.
think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend like I am the resident GM in this situation, and I'm going to spew all the facts that are only Jessie facts, not certified facts.
Okay, good.
All right, so knight e5, f4, and knight f3. So if we were to play a bunch of moves for white where maybe black plays knight a6, knight b8, and so on, just some like really dumb moves, and not dumb because they're bad, dumb because there are better moves out there.
We just want to prove a point.
We are proving
yes.
many points today. And so f4, knight f3, and sometimes, I don't even know if castling is a prerequisite here, but you basically just throwing all your pieces and a kitchen sink and the new Mini Cooper at the king, hoping that something magical is
But not the baby with the bathwater.
okay. That was a given though.
Okay, good. So that's why you would say that it's then good to have the King's Indian setup against it?
I would assume so. I feel like it puts a pause to White's plan because, in some sense, Black is building some sort of fortress of their own, protecting the king with minor pieces, and if you're moving a pawn, at least covering up that hole in the position with the bishop. So
Okay.
that fianchetto.
Fianchetto. You have to do that.
All right, if there are any Italians in chat, I apologize profusely.
For bad pronunciation.
Bad Italian hands.
At least we didn't say fianchetto.
I almost,
Did.
no, I almost exposed you.
Yeah,
For
don't.
an Italian sin that you had committed.
What did I do now?
So Anzel invited me over one day and then said that she was going to make some pasta for us and took out a nice pot, took a pot out and took the pasta and wanted to put the pasta in the pot.
Spaghetti. It was spaghetti.
It was spaghetti.
Yes.
But as she took the pasta or the spaghetti out of the packet, she proceeded to make the motion that she was going to break it all in half before cooking it. And I looked at Anzel and I said, sad Italian hands. This is not how it's done.
I learned something new that day.
Yeah, and I showed her that it
Do
was
not
possible.
invite Jessie for spaghetti. Bolognese.
Oh, that's good.
I tried
like
my
that.
best.
No, it's great. Okay, so h3, 97, c3. Okay, so she proceeds with the structure of the collie and c5. This is really nice for black. I
Yeah.
like this position for black.
Yeah.
And Sana knows exactly what she's doing here.
Again, let's just look at the time. You can see that this is move 9, and both players probably played this quite fast because they each used 14 seconds and 3 seconds with the increments on the clock. So obviously they were prepared for this, and this is again well done to the coaches for putting in the preparation and putting in the hours.
Of course.
Don't
well done to the
underestimate how
players
much-
for remembering
Yeah.
the preparation.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
because it goes both ways. You can only take the under 18 to the board, but you can't force them to play the lines.
To move the
I
pieces.
heard that is an ancient Chinese proverb.
Ancient Chinese problem.
All right, so
Okay,
Queen
okay.
C7 and E4. So this is one of the main ideas in the collie. You place your pieces in a certain way, and eventually you're able to get E4 to try and take control of the center, and eventually if they don't take, you play E5.
The break is on e4, yes.
Yes. Okay, and after takes, and you know, actually, Susan Polgar makes a really nice series on the collie. It's an old series, but there are a couple of videos out there somewhere lurking in the shadows. I wish I still had it, because I had it and then I couldn't find it after that, and I was really sad. But she stands in front of this like blue background and she talks about the collie system, and I fell in love with it, and it fell in love with me. So, and then we rode off into the sunset on a night, and it was very magical. Okay, so bishop takes. Bishop c2. I can see the mad Italian hands going on there. And bishop to e6. I have a question for you. Would you take that bishop with the rook?
Whoa, wait. Sure. That looks yummy.
It does. It looks so enticing.
Ooh, let me see.
And then you follow it up with like knight g5 or something.
Yeah, so the knight goes around.
Yeah. But on one hand,
also,
black is more developed. I don't know.
Yeah, but also, I mean, if you take it like that, and even if you then exchange the c pawn, if you get the c pawn off the board, then at least you can play the bishop to b3, and that bishop is, because the problem is if you play bishop b3 before exchanging the c pawn, then they can play c4, and then that's like a party spoiler for the bishop. So just taking the pawn. Oh, ooh, this is. Shall we try it?
All right, so let's see. We're not going to look at the evaluation bar.
No, we're not.
Even though
is it even
will
on?
Look at us.
Where is it?
Okay, good. I like the way you're thinking.
I'm trying to find this.
Oh, no. You serious? I'm turning off the engine. Oh, it takes away the evil bar as well. Let me actually just turn off the moves.
I can't take you to rob a bank.
Why?
Yeah, just make the moves. Let me see.
Wait, I just want to turn it off. Oh, but it takes away the evaluation gauge.
So the pawn
I'm
takes.
I'm sad. Okay, I'm not looking there.
Yeah, but we're not.
But I'll show you.
So the pawn takes.
So the pawn takes, and then knight g5 is my plan.
Yeah, but shouldn't we first exchange? Look, see, I want to show you on the board.
Oh, okay.
I'm not allowed to press buttons.
Do you want to take? You can take the mouse.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So but why can't
Anzel
we take
has
the
a
pawn
knight,
here?
but I switched it off.
Yeah, I have a mouse, but it's not working. It's not connected to anything.
Yeah.
She told me it is. I thought it was. I was clicking away and nothing happened. So anyway, okay. So if we take the pawn on c5.
Oh, you want to take the pawn on c5?
Yeah, because eventually I want to play bishop b3. Don't we want to go bishop b3?
I was thinking about just making things tricky, like queen e2, knight g5.
Oh yeah, that's also
bishop b3 is nice, but like, is it spicy enough?
Not necessary. Oh, so I'm taking the long route.
No, I like your idea more. So you take the pawn, but you see they're not forced to take back. Then they might just attack your queen. What are you going to do?
Then we go to e2 anyway, where you want to do it.
Okay.
Wasn't that the plan?
Fair enough. You make a valid point.
I rest my case.
You rest your... that's such a lawyer talk. I don't understand it these days. Hey. All right. So, yeah, I like your plan because now you have knight g5, you have bishop, and I'm actually worried for black. But it just looked so good the moment I saw bishop e6. I was like, can you not take? I would not be able to convert the position, but perhaps... it would be nice to look at for aesthetic purposes, because don't you just love aesthetics?
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you are the lower rated player here and you see an opportunity like this,
you probably want to keep things safe. But you know what runs through my mind? Now, I'm painting a picture because this is most likely what happens at an Olympiad. You end up bouncing. You either play you play a top-rated player or a higher-rated player, then you play a lower-rated player, and it goes like that. And then you get that high-rated player, and you know that if you have a good result against that high-rated player, there's a good chance that your team might be able to stay, on one of the top boards, and eventually you can play an even higher-rated, team. So you're sitting in a position where the position is equal. If you don't do something, you're afraid your opponent's going to capitalize on that and then bite back. But if you do something, there's a good chance you will not be able to follow through with that plan, even if it's a good plan. So what do? Do you just hope your opponent doesn't do anything and it stays equal? Or you do something, you get a slight edge, but then you have to play accurately for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So it's a very tough gamble, I think.
But I think this is also why it's important when the coaches prepare the players. I'm talking from a player's perspective as well. Normally the coach will tell us your opponent is does this or that when she's under attack, or she's not good at handling attacks, she's not good at defending, she's not good at counter-attacking with the defense, or whatever. So in a case like this, if the player knew that, I'm sure she does, maybe, we never know, but if the player is briefed on those matters as well, then it might be easier for the player to make a decision in this position. If the player, I don't know Kaya's style or what she's good at or whatnot, but if she doesn't play well with imbalances, she doesn't have a natural feel for imbalances, then this might actually be the perfect thing to do. Then if I was Mignon's coach, I would say,
go for it.
This is it.
There's a generalization that I don't want to mention because we're two ladies analyzing a game played by two ladies. Mm-hmm. But the generalization is that when playing in a female section, you're encouraged most of the time to play more aggressively just because of a female's tendency to then cower and say, I believe in your attack, I'm going to defend, rather than counterattack. And, I heard it, I dismissed it at first, and then realized maybe there's some truth to it, depending on who you play.
Yeah.
Because you can have aggressive players who are females who do really well and become grandmaster, but then you also have very positional, quiet, boa constrictor players who also do quite well and become GM. So it really doesn't matter what gender you are, because you can be either player, no matter what. So,
but we can only speak from our own experience at this matter.
True.
So.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to offer on this Sunday.
It's a heavy jug of milk on a Sunday.
That's a lot. That felt like another Dr. Phil session. I think we need to charge here by the hour.
I think I need to get a stick-on moustache and be Dr. Phil for... we should have a segment called...
And we need to shave your head?
I don't know about that. I can wear a wig.
Okay, we'll do that.
A bald wig. Alrighty, so let's see what happened. Instead, knight g5 happened first. So I suppose that's like a compromise. It's I want to take on e6, but I don't want to take immediately, so let me attack.
I have a feeling if Mignon's coach analyzed this game with her afterwards, if the coach is watching, or the parents, please tell us if Mignon considered this in this position, because I have a feeling she did.
Oh, really?
I have a feeling she did, and because she could feel that something is happening there, something is brewing on e6.
It's like your spidey senses telling you it's time to be Spider-Man. Take the bishop. What do you think spidey senses are?
I don't know.
I've said it so many times in front of you.
Oh, is that what you meant?
Yeah, Spider-Man has these senses.
Isn't it that one? Is that the Spider-Man?
No, because remember in Spider-Man. Okay,
who does that?
That's Spider-Man.
Okay.
But then he can sense something's about to happen or bullets about to fly by, and then it reacts. So it's like your gut feeling, but also your spidey senses. Don't make me sing Spider Pig. Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, we can't. He's a pig. All right, so knight g5 and bishop to d5. Rook to e5, and I kind of like this for white, not gonna lie.
I still like it for black. I like this for black.
But there's a rook on e5.
But does the rook want to be on e5?
Where's the bishop going?
Don't we want a knight? Oh,
where's
there's a pawn.
I would have almost said that's a good move, but then I saw the rooks hanging.
Oh, ouchie.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So then, okay, I'm getting better at seeing these things and not testing you. Rather testing myself. And it's amazing we have 18 people watching this game on
But
Lee
is this
Chess.
not trapped now?
Is it trapped?
I don't know.
But I think... Oh, this is where she lost the exchange.
Yeah.
Shows you took the bishop. And I would say that the best trade for that rook is the bishop, because that bishop had the most range. And this knight is now being asked the question, what are you doing on d7?
Look, now, if we look at this now, so she got into a position where she was forced to exchange that rook for the bishop. And now black has a better position, slightly. Mm-hmm. But in the other sense, in the previous case where we said the rook could sacrifice on e6, she would exchange exactly the same rook.
I see where you're going.
The rook for exactly the same bishop.
Yes.
But look at the position, the difference in the position there.
Exactly. The circumstances would have been way different. I think the king's safety would have been compromised. So I agree. Had she known the future of that rook, she would have definitely made that decision then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we could take it back now. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you had one superpower, Anzel, what would it be?
I would want to be able to fly.
You'd be able to fly.
Voyager miles. Yeah, but I don't want to use my own arms because that can get tired.
Yeah, but then you'd have like biceps.
That's okay, but I just want to be able to go and play in another country
Yeah.
without buying a plane ticket and applying for a visa. Imagine I just arrive and
But then
And I
like
play.
teleportation, because then you'll be there in 2 seconds.
oh, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, I'm the other generation. We still
Oh.
we still had to fly. This generation just go
Oh gosh. Oh,
Like
gosh.
that.
I think it's getting a little bit late,
Okay.
Anzel, today.
So it's almost my bedtime. These players need to
True, me
finish now.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. As soon as the sun sets, the bears have to go into hibernation. And that's what we are hoping to do.
Oh, we are hoping.
I literally sat in bed a couple days ago, Anzel, and I thought to myself,
Why do you sit in your bed? Why don't you lie down and sleep? That's much more comfortable, though.
because I was supposed to be up, but then
Oh.
in my mind, it's all about compromise. So I was like, I have to get up, but I don't want to get up. So if I lay down, I'll feel guilty. And if I sit up, maybe there will be like an in-between feeling. You know what I mean? So I sat on my bed and I was like, why did I not have a choice? And I could be like a bear that hibernates for 3 months and skips the entire winter. But then you know what I said to myself? Bears can't play chess. And then it was case closed.
But elephants can. Someone is complaining there. Oh, some people say they can. Oh, they can fly.
Oh, I believe I can
fly.
I think they were singing.
No, you are not. You're done singing for tonight, Jesse. These people did not pay for 2 songs from you. This is. I'm being the agent here.
Okay. I'll hold on to that for tomorrow.
Okay.
There are
So
2
the-
games tomorrow, so we're happy.
So the knight went back.
Yeah, the night
Is
when
this the position now?
yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
queen took. Remember, the queen took the rook.
Yeah.
And we were posing the question to the knight. And also, I would want to know how would white go about, still trying to, gain some sort of compensation.
Wait. Wait a bit.
I'm waiting.
Isn't there a sacrifice here or something?
I would have thought that too.
No, I'm thinking the other way.
Something that way.
Yeah, because if the king takes.
But then the king
queen
just goes back to G8. And then
Yeah, but isn't there something there? Nothing?
I would love to think that there is. I'm getting just as excited as you are.
Hey, man.
in my
it
past
feels like it. It feels like it. Okay.
Okay.
But if that bishop on
bishop A4 is
G7
nice.
wasn't there, oh
Yeah.
la la, that would have
true.
been a nice one, yeah?
I really, really, really like this bishop A4 move. Because you're forcing the queen to move, and when the queen moves, the knight's pinned.
Oh, I like that.
So that's a really, really good move. Nice find. And also, if you take the pawn, that's a poison pawn. Now we're actually getting into poison pawns because that bishop's coming back and we're attacking F7.
Uh-huh.
So the queen went to C7, queen F3, putting more pressure on the pawn. Now I'm seeing that maybe there is a little bit of compensation for the exchange. And what does Mignon have for the exchange? I think a bishop and a pawn,
Yeah.
which is okay for now. Just don't simplify your pieces. I don't even know what the evaluation of this position is right now, but okay.
Okay.
Excuse me. We're not looking at the evaluation gauge, right? C5, hoping to get this.
Yeah, she's opening up to get the
Yeah, the pawn is
keep
going
an
there.
eye on that. But
I
could
don't
we
like
not
that the rook.
Is there no way we could stop any of that? Is there nothing?
Stop what?
Because look, there are 2 pawns now under attack, right? So the D and C and D pawns are both under attack by the queen and the bishop.
Yes.
So
I suppose you could still go ahead and play bishop e3. Because at the end of the day, you're not losing this pawn. You're developing your bishop, you have bishop here, and worst case scenario, you're trading a pawn.
yeah. I think hanging on to the D pawn here is more important than to hang on to the
I agree.
C pawn. Yeah,
So perhaps this was a sort of a lapse in judgment,
maybe.
and c5 wasn't the correct decision. Because we also see, okay, if we were to look at the engine, that it goes a little bit more in black's favor
Yeah.
after c5. bishop takes d4, bishop b3. So I think she was dead set on this idea. And again, this feeds into something I learned way later than I should have, is that when you have an idea and your opponent puts a stop to that idea, it's not about stopping that idea and changing your mind and try to find something else, but rather altering that idea to fit the position. And if you're stubborn like I am and want to follow through with the same idea, you'll find yourself on the losing end of that deal. So here it was important for her to maybe shift her plan and change it a little bit. But we can see that already from like 3 moves ago, that was her plan. She wanted to attack f7. And
she had the ideas, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so bishop b3, e6, bishop f4. And
so the black's dark squares are weak around the king, so there's not much to
nice
do.
As well.
Yeah, I looked at that, but I was thinking, what if we play is...
You want to come around like this?
Yeah, but I was even thinking, okay, we can't play knight. I was thinking something like knight e4 to take control of the dark squares, and even if you have to give up the c5 pawn, because then you can exchange one of the defenders on that side, you know?
I agree.
Of the dark squares, and you can...
This looks kind of nice though.
I like that, yeah.
I like it.
Oh,
I also like your idea of coming around and attacking the square. Yeah, worry about... I suppose f5 is not that good because of e6. So yeah, I like knight e4. It's nice.
Because e6 is a problem.
Let's see, bishop d6.
Okay. I like that.
Queen takes, okay. Knight takes. You don't really want to give up. And she gives exchange back.
She can get this exchange back.
But she's a pawn down. Okay. I would be happy with this position with white. Okay, not ecstatic.
I think black lost some compensation, some initiative, yeah?
Yes, I agree. g4, but now it's about endgame, and endgames can go horribly right or horribly wrong, depending on how you play it. And I've been on both the receiving end and the providing end of that.
Very important here is that white should try to keep control of the c2 square. You see what black is doing now is black is trying to chase the bishop away, so the c2 square is unprotected, and then if the knight moves away, the rook can go and have a seat there on the 7th rank. So do you know that there are 3 advantages for a rook on the 7th rank?
One of them comes with free Starbucks.
Yes,
Okay.
a coffee, yes. So a rook on the 7th rank, if the rook is on the 7th rank, it automatically attacks the pawns on the base. Now your base pawns are the pawns in their pajamas, which means that they cannot be protected by other pawns, and they need to be babysat by the bigger pieces, okay?
I like
the
that.
older siblings.
Older siblings.
So first of all, the rook attacks the pawns on the 7th rank. The second thing is that it keeps, in the endgame, it keeps the king on the 8th if the king is on the back rank.
I like that.
You know?
Okay.
So the king can't come into the play. And we know in the endgame, the king becomes a very important fighting piece.
Okay, so it wants to go here. Okay.
Yes. And then also, the third thing of the rook on the 7th rank is that it can attack the pawns from behind. So the pawns are already moved. It doesn't matter whether they took 40 days and 40 nights to move those pawns. It takes the rook 1 move to attack the pawns from behind.
That's true.
So that is the plan for the rook, is to get an open file, 7th rank, and if you have 2 rooks, double your rooks, you know?
And follow the North Star.
And follow the northern light. Huh? No?
The South Star.
Okay.
The East Star.
There we go.
Okay.
So this is I think black is trying to obviously improve the weakest piece, which is the knight, but it's
such
also
an annoying knight.
it becomes a nightmare now. It becomes a nightmare.
See what you
Absolutely.
did there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
So
agree.
where's the best square?
Oh, I don't know. On one hand, okay, the bishop is stopping the knight from moving forward, but on the other hand, it is unprotected, and there is an indirect attack on this bishop.
Yeah, but anyway, if the knight wants to come forward, the bishop can capture it.
You
So
make a valid point.
if the knight goes back, the bishop can just improve himself. As long as the bishop keeps an eye on that c2 square. Yes.
Bishy bish.
I think maybe the bishop Do you think the bishop should have gone back? I think Mignon is trying to
Maybe a draw.
go for a draw.
Yeah, because a draw would be satisfactory. Like, it's okay for white. And I'm just saying that to be funny, it would be great for white to get a draw out of this position. I mean, you're down material and obviously you're lower rated, but okay, a draw would be a nice result just to get the first round done and dusted. Because you do want to get over that hurdle. You're sitting down for the first time, at the championship, this championship particularly, and the nerves are just overwhelming and can affect the result. And hopefully, a draw then would set the tone for her for the rest of the game.
It will be an upset for a start.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some information from the arbiters if there were some upsets already. So we will
How
update
cool
on
would
that.
this idea be?
Tell
So if
me.
you play something like Rook E1, and then you just sit there, and your plan is to play knight takes f7. Because then the king takes, you play bishop takes check, and you pick up the rook.
So
And now you have 2 pawns and a rook
tactics.
for a knight.
Some tactics.
That would be really, really cool. Just setting it up, because you're not compromising your position by trying to play the tactic.
Yeah, but now if you play Rook E1, what if Black then goes Rook D8?
Yes.
Because now that little tactic is falling away, right? Because the rook is off the light square, so there's no more fork if the bishop comes in.
However,
And now Black is looking at that 7th rank.
there's a sneeze sitting like over here.
A sneeze?
Yeah, and it's like wanting to come out, and
Do you need help in any way?
yeah.
I don't know CPR.
Oh, I can show you, but
Do I need to make calls? I'm really worried about your sneeze now.
it was going to be a really big sneeze as well.
As long as, do you need a t-shirt?
The electricity would have gone out, unfortunately. But I
Just
think we're
warn
good.
us when it happens.
Yeah, you distracted me and the sneeze is gone.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it'll
I'm
come
good
back
like
in
that.
about 20 minutes.
Good.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, unfortunately, I was still trying to make this work. See, again, it's the stubbornness of like maybe rook takes, but it's really no use. Unfortunately, the king just goes to g7, and even after check, maybe even king h8, and there's nothing. You can pick up a couple pawns, but not worth it. Alrighty, but let's see. This was the position, f3. So my idea did not happen. And okay, nice, pinning the rook. Do you take it? No, I would have taken that maybe.
Let me see.
Maybe take, because on one hand you give Black an isolated pawn. You get rid of the very strong knight in the center.
Yeah.
This knight is maybe equal to or better than the bishop right now. And that knight is also going to have a bunch of squares you have to worry about later on. Yeah, so maybe take it. But okay, h4. And check. And you can't go here to save the pawn.
Because it's a fork.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you have to go knight f2 and then you have to give up. What a move. What a move.
No, why did you go back?
I don't think that happened.
This doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't think that happened. I'm sure that there was a transmission error. Okay. No, there was resignation, I think. Because the game ends there.
The game ends.
The game ends.
But why would she
I think
resign in this
maybe
position? What happened?
I don't think. I think this was the resignation position.
Sorry. Yeah, this. The rook. The
rook is
Sorry,
hanging. That's what I'm saying.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but well played
Okay.
to Sana for winning that game.
Yeah.
And Mignon,
also-
you played really, really well.
We want to hear from Mignon if she saw that rook takes e6 and what she thinks about it.
Oh, true. Oh, what a beaut that would have been.
I mean, she had to give the rook for the bishop anyway later on. But well done, both ladies. Both goals well played.
That was very entertaining to take a look at.
Yes.
Shall we take a look at, Anzel? Shall we take a look at what's happening on that board that we can also see on camera right now? 2 South Africans battling it out.
Are they still playing?
They
the 2
are.
FMs?
They are still playing.
Oh dear.
So here we have Caleb Leviton with 14 minutes on the clock versus Franco's 3 minutes.
Franco 3 minutes. Okay.
Franco. I'm trying my best to do the whole pronunciation thing. The last thing we saw in this position was... Okay, we saw bishop f4. No, we didn't. We did not see bishop f4. I think we saw f5. Yes, here we go.
Okay, but we can go here.
Okay, so bishop h6 was played. And remember that idea I said that if black can get their pieces to, communicate with each other, that it might actually work out in black's favor. However, there's this very nasty d5 move.
And you see what white is doing is he's just taking the squares. Like the bishop was on c1, he was sitting in his pajamas doing absolutely nothing, or not absolutely nothing. He was keeping an eye on that diagonal, but by moving the bishop to h6, he's now asking the king some serious questions. And the thing is, black will have to look at every single time. Black will have to look at if there's anything or any sacrifice around the king, because that bishop is dangerous. So it chows into black's time as well, because they have to consider the tactics all the time, a sacrifice, for instance. So white was just taking the squares, improving the weakest piece. Bishop hasn't moved yet, so he needs to earn his salary. Moves to h6. Then the pawn goes to d5, taking up space. He's just taking space because the light square bishop for black's light square bishop is now not such a nice position, eh? It looks like a pawn on steroids there, or a giant pawn. True.
I'm just trying to show the notation as well. I realized that the board doesn't have any notation at all. And I was hoping to
Did I give the wrong coordinates?
No, it's perfect. No. You had the perfect coordinates. It was just my own wrongdoing, sorry. But yeah, now, like you said, taking up squares, I couldn't have described it better myself. And it's a pass pawn.
It's a pass pawn.
That pawn can run if it wants to, if it's given the chance. So let's see, after queen b6, hoping to get a sneaky little checky check. Check McCheckington.
Check
McCheckington.
Check McChecking.
Yeah.
This is really difficult to say when you're Afrikaans speaking.
Yeah.
Checking. Yeah, okay, anyway.
That's the one. All right, bishop c4. Oh, bishop c4 is so nice. Because on one hand, you could be pushing it and doing exactly the same thing to black. And on the other, you're blocking the pawn.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And rook d8, b3, supporting the bishop, saying, no, you can't have b2, bishop c8.
This feels a bit cramped for black, hey?
We're seeing Anatoly Karpov right now at work, hard at work.
Absolutely.
Yes, g5.
And I just want to check there, so if the pawn on f5 cannot be taken, because that will be a blunder.
f5.
No.
Oh, in this position?
I mean, I will open up the king.
I suppose.
Eventually.
Yeah, and triple pawns.
No, but I mean, there's a bishop.
You could win connect 5 if you had 2 more pawns.
Okay, fine.
Then you would be winning.
Okay.
That's something.
Goed zo.
Goed zo. We have another parent in chat. Dad watching from Uganda.
Oh,
lovely.
Welcome.
We love to see it. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who are parents, loved ones, friends, or the players themselves. It would be really cool to see you. And you're more than welcome to join us in the broadcasting room. We have a monitor specifically up for you guys to watch. And also come greet us and say hello. We don't bite, only a little bit, but it's fine.
Not on Sundays.
Not on Sundays or Mondays, I think. Maybe Mondays.
Side.
Yeah,
it's a public holiday tomorrow, so we might.
True. Okay, we bite on public holidays.
The broadcasting room is in Marula 1, that you will find next to the playing hall, the first one next to the playing hall.
And if you can't find it, ask reception and they'll guide you nicely. They'll take your hand and lead you down the stairwell into the dark abyss. But okay, we had g5. Although, I don't know if I like g5.
No, because that h5 square. Ooh la la. And the light square bishop can't go back that side. The light square bishop is stuck on the queen side for black now.
Alrighty. Apparently Caleb had finished his game, so you could probably see that from the camera, though we don't have the exact live position yet, and that's why we're taking a look at the game, just so we can unravel it for ourselves as well. I turned off the engine just so that Anzel could tell us what the true evaluation is, because engines don't really know much about strategy.
Not as much as I do, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So bishop to d2, and after knight to d7 we have, very nice, rook a to e1.
Do I feel a sack? No.
I think today's theme is exchange sacrifice on the bishop. The bishop is never safe.
There's
Ever.
something there.
Anywhere.
Maybe not
Because
now.
you're removing a defender of the pawn. So, in all honesty, it could very well be something
Yes.
that we can consider. And maybe black was afraid of that and retreated the bishop, try to put it at maybe a little bit of a better square, though that bishop would be, in Anzel's words, a pawn on steroids.
Pawn on steroids. I actually saw this exact position when I went to the hall earlier.
Oh,
The
okay.
previous coffee break. I went there quickly and I saw this position. Yeah. Okay. So that A plays H4. Yeah.
H4, H6. Okay. You must do what you must do.
Ooh la la!
now we have-
now
oh,
it's
such-
queen coming in.
such a
King
sexy
F2,
H-file.
Rook
Oh,
H8.
okay.
Is that not a?
This seems like it's game over. But can he
Oh, but there's
make it happen?
Let's see.
So queen H5.
Well, can we sacrifice the rook now? There? No. For the
I like the way you're thinking
Duh.
because you don't want the knight to cause havoc or wreak havoc rather.
Oh!
We do have an exchange sacrifice on E5. Caleb doesn't blink twice. He blinks once and plays it, then he blinks again. And rook takes. And then we have D6. What a suave
Just
move.
another. Just another.
Yeah.
Just
It's
another
layer
square.
on the
Taking
cake.
another square.
Another flamingo on the lake.
Yes. Okay. This pawn
Yeah.
is a war hero.
It is.
The D pawn.
It
He
is saying,
just a
I'm going to
marching
sacrifice
forward.
myself.
Yes.
But you know what? You'll win in exchange for that. Rook D7 says, I can't take the pawn right now. And,
Well.
wow.
Meow.
Wow. What a move.
Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie.
Wow. That's got to probably get like 2 exclams and chess.com.
Yeah, I think so.
But Lee Chess is, it humbles people and it doesn't give you any exclams or any such thing. All right, so King H8, bishop takes. Oh, not even.
No.
He doesn't want to give the bishop. He
gets a
just wants to
Not
win.
yet.
He wants to W. That's what he wants to do.
W.
You know, when you press W, it means you go forward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I don't know what it's gonna do. In all honesty, you can try. Do it. I actually don't. I'll do it for you. It doesn't do it.
Does it?
It didn't go forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would have loved it to, but not today.
Not today.
All right.
So is he
rook to
going to
D6.
lift? Is he going to lift his rook?
Do you even lift, bro?
Rook F4.
I
Can
wonder
he lift
if
it?
bishop takes F7 was just quicker, but he's playing with his food here.
He doesn't want his veggies.
Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends. Oh, he can't
What
rook
can?
F2.
Well, actually, there was apparently not even. No, okay. The game isn't finished yet because
But they got what we see. Yeah.
yeah, it's 15
Okay.
minutes delayed. But Franco does have a minute and a half on the clock. Or
This
had.
is tough. On calculating correctly in this position is tough if you have a minute and a half.
You have to think a lot in your opponent's time.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. But I think Franco held his own so far. He gave him a game, which
Indeed.
is good.
I agree.
What would be the plan here for white now?
I think just Queen H5 check
Queen H5 check.
because you have the bishop covering the H6. Okay, Queen H5 is played. And
you want to keep checking now. Is that what you want to do?
not necessarily.
But because the rook
The
can-
king goes here, you go check.
but the
King
rook-
goes back, you
but
go
what
check.
if the rook? If the rook.
If the
goes?
rook, you can just take with the bishop, probably.
Yeah, but can't you maybe give back the?
Or you have mate in 2.
Oh, true.
I don't know.
So this is not. Oh no, because
I think the bishop on D2 is just collateral damage, in all honesty.
I get you.
We have to succumb to the result of that game. But congratulations to Caleb for securing his first point in the tournament. On board 2 and board 3, we have South Africans. But let's take a look quickly. On board 2, we have Michael Simpson, who is also a participant, or was a participant at the South African Closed Chess Championship. We had a bunch of juniors enter, and I think our whole South African team, hopefully heading towards the Olympiad in September, are filled with juniors.
Yes,
and
yes.
it's a very young, fresh team. And Caleb is one of the members who obviously made the team And Michael also won some convincing games and played some really good chess, as we saw. It was amazing, and he has performed quite well for many years. I think he even made some sort of record at the World Youth at some stage. I can't remember.
He's quite consistent, in his improvement. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We're
2100.
looking forward to see his progress in this event as well. Is this Tunisia? Chetli?
Tunisia.
Chetli's from Tunisia.
Frej, Chetli, and playing against Michael Simpson with the black pieces. And it looks so convincing here for Chetli. I don't know.
Black is a pawn up, though.
Black is a pawn up.
So that helps a little bit, but I think here it's also important now to bring in the kings as well, you know?
This path looks a lot simpler, though.
On the other hand, maybe, you know what, if black can exchange, I'm just wondering, if black can exchange the light square bishops, if black can exchange the light square bishops, so he can get his knight on c4. I'm just looking at this position very quickly now. Exchange the light square bishops, so the knight can go to c4, then a3 is falling.
Would you play knight c4 anyway?
No, because then the bishop can exchange, and then your bishop can't attack the black pawns, the white pawns on the dark squares. So I would rather try to transpose my bishop to b3, c5, c4 to challenge the knight, the bishop, and then try to bring the knight in that sense.
But what an interesting move this is, though, because you have two moves available to you. You have check and take. And, this pawn is also hanging, so you could just take with the pawn, attack the knight and pick up another one. Though maybe that was just a misjudgment, or maybe a transmission error, we don't know. Anything could have happened.
Or even, knight f5 is also something you're attacking that. You're attacking the d4 square, and what is nice is that the knight acts like a bishop in that sense. Do you see that? Because if the knight goes to f5, it's also covering e3, so the king can't protect the pawn. So the knight is like a bishop undercover, short diagonal bishop.
He's propped a disguise right there.
You see
that's a fortnight term.
A fortnight term.
I play Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite?
No, I play only every 6 night I'm allowed to play online. My eyes are getting to this online thing. So only every 6 nights.
No, my mom always said that if you spend too much time in front of the television or the computer, your eyes will become a square.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's tried and tested. It took almost 2 years for my eyes to go from square to circle again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Also, if you swallow watermelon pips, then you will grow a watermelon in your tummy.
Yeah, I've been nurturing mine for about 6 years now. Alrighty.
Suppressing that watermelon pip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, and then every, off season I pick them and then sell them.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the harvest.
I'm giving up.
Okay.
Is there nothing here? I was no, there's not enough for that d pawn to make progress. I was thinking maybe there's a sack or something, but there's nothing there. I was just
trying to check if they're still playing. It looks like they are.
Yeah. Or 2 are still playing, yeah.
2280 is an incredible rating. It really is.
Yes. And just a reminder that he's 14 years old and he's playing under 18. So Jesse, there's quite a few new people on the stream now.
Yes.
So those who joined us, especially after the games and only learned about the stream now, I'm Women's International Master Anzel Laubscher, and this is Jessie February, Women's International Master, soon to be Women's Grandmaster. Jessie February, I'm going to keep on saying that until it happens.
You are making me shy.
We are joining you guys from Johannesburg, Kopanong Hotel Center for the African Youth Chess Championships, live games, under 8 to under 18, 480 players, 16 countries, and 12 titles, African titles, to be up for grabs in this event. So
by titles, we mean they could be champions of the continent in that age group and section.
The African champion.
Yes, of course. That is definitely a title you want to work towards. Unfortunately, the closest I got to winning an African youth was 3rd place. And
okay, so what did you do to make up for that? You just won the African individual championship twice, just to make sure that
casually.
you have to make up for that.
Yeah, and for years been told that I'm too old for my rating. I had to prove them wrong. But I think that's one of the cool things about chess because, it's timeless. You can play at any age. There's no... I mean, Wilhelm Steinitz became world champion at the age of 60. So don't ever let that stand in the way of your dreams. Oh, sounds so profound.
Oh,
I know another
Dr.
ancient Chinese
Dr.
proverb.
Full.
Okay, Dr. Full.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so this is one of the few games left. As you can see, the hall is pretty much cleared out.
Can you go back to Caleb's game maybe? Because remember, it's
Oh yes, it's updated.
maybe they made the moves now already, so we can.
You make a very valid point there again. Once again. Okay, we see the King H2, which we
So
were
he
hoping
did,
to see.
yeah.
And the plan would then be, but wait, something happened. Okay, so the bishop went to h6 instead of the rook, which obviously slipped my mind because I didn't obviously think that was possible. And then after bishop to f4,
Ouch.
which is fancy because you're putting a very nice, you're questioning black's rook, saying which one you want to give up today and then another one tomorrow. And this bishop is pinned. So
You know
rook to
what we
d5.
say in Afrikaans? If you lose,
This looks pretty.
If you lose a rook in Afrikaans, we say
verloren.
yes, roekeloos. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
but it's not the
Rook
case
Lewis.
here. It's
No,
it was an
it's
exchange. Yep.
you're a bishop, Lewis. No? With that, I don't even know what that means. I'm just going to stay away from Afrikaans for now. But still, the question is which one are you going to give up? And okay, d5 leaves the building. And after... But this is where the king wants to go. Despite the check,
Yeah.
king wants to go to the h file. And this is
Ooh,
the current position
ouchie.
according to the computer, or the cloud rather, or the website that we're using.
Well, how is white going to stop? Black going to stop the checkmate? I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm seeing bishop g5, bishop check, then yeah.
Bishop check.
If the king goes to g8, you play
think
bishop
something like
f6,
this?
and how are you gonna stop that?
That is difficult. That's a good question. Very, very
I
good
mean, there's
question.
not even a check. There's
I
a
suppose. Yeah. No.
the king can come closer, but I mean that's not really going to help. It's just
Something like
it's
this.
like the king moves out of the shower into the rain. You know,
Oh, that's a nice saying. I
wet
like
is
that.
wet.
Yeah.
There's a band like that.
Water is wet.
No.
Oh.
Wet.
Yeah.
is
Did
the
you know
band.
that water is wet though?
Ah,
Yeah.
if you have to taste water for the first time in your life,
Okay.
if you let someone else taste water for the first time in your life, in their life,
in their lives.
how would you explain
Yeah.
the taste of water to them?
It tastes like liquid, and it doesn't taste like Coca-Cola.
It's dry, but you can drink it.
It's not a savannah. Come on, it's too early for that.
It's a family show.
It's a family show. I meant that it's not the Sahara Desert or Joburg in the winter. Goodness me, it's dry here. But you know what's more dry? It is our humor. And this seems like a position we should move on from.
But we
And
had
that
to
is
do this
checkmate.
today because it's Father's Day. So
Yes.
we had to do the
But
dad jokes.
I have a question. What is our excuse for the rest of the week?
I'll think of something by tomorrow.
Okay, I'm glad.
I can sleep on it and
That
I'll
is
come back with something
your
for
homework
tomorrow.
for tomorrow.
I'm on it.
Good stuff.
Right, well done on board one as well. We saw that one. And then, here we are now running into minutes, 1 minute, 21 seconds.
Bojanala Chess Federation says Ruka Lewis is just terrible. I'm glad that you like it.
Ridiculous.
Uh-huh. All right. These conversations are crazy. What about them?
Why can't I see the conversations?
Oh, we are having the conversation.
Are we the conversation?
We are the
Oh,
conversations.
I thought that's the conversation.
No, they are listening to our
Oh, dear.
conversation, which
Okay.
was a very interesting one, apparently.
So what is happening here now?
So bishop d3, exactly what you were saying, well, no, you're not, you didn't say that. But you were basically like exchanges are and not exchanging is Yeah. I think I'm going to take a page out of your book and say that my English airtime is running out, and perhaps we should switch to a different language.
What I'm thinking, what if the black knight goes to g3 now,
Okay. Knight g3.
I'm just thinking, wait. So the white bishop must go to, oh, but it's check. I forgot it's a check. But then we bring the king in.
So the knight can only move as far as these two squares. I don't think it is check right now.
No. Sorry, I'm thinking about the bishop going to. Okay, so check. But we want the king in anyway. So let's bring the king in. So the king goes to e7. Now what I want to do, I still want to insist on exchanging the light square bishops. Oh no, but it's not helping now anymore because the knight can defend the pawn.
Yes, that's true. And this one is going to look a little bit worse for wear.
Oh, I see.
Okay, makes sense that he doesn't want to exchange right now.
He doesn't want to now.
But knight d6 by Michael Simpson.
Okay.
I think he still has an idea here that he's a little bit better because this pawn, it's hanging.
Yeah.
And if you are able to, if you want to trade one piece, which one would it be?
I would like to trade the light square bishop for the knight.
Okay. Oh, maybe he has this idea. Give up that pawn. Oh wait.
Oh, that's his own pawn.
It's his own pawn. I was colorblind for a second. I mean, I was seeing inverted colors for a second.
Look, this is now when the kings come to the party, you know.
Yeah. This is why I'm not playing.
Tricky.
It's not because I'm old.
But it is Father's Day, so they need to bring the kings to the party now. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
The black king wants to come in too, yeah?
I agree about the party.
Party.
Thank you so much for the follows and subscriptions this stream, guys. We love to see that there's support, and it gives us even more reason to stream these kind of events. And of course, what is this kind of event without the help of our amazing co-commentator, Anzel?
Oh, thank you, Jessie.
Yeah, you seem so surprised that I'm giving you a compliment. I give them sometimes, you know.
Yeah, she keeps on telling me I can't. She just keeps on saying, don't press any buttons.
Yeah.
You don't know the buttons. She gave me a mouse to use. It's not plugged in. I only realized that like half an hour into the commentary session. I was clicking away and I was just having fun. And then
I was trying to mimic your clicking to make it look like you were actually doing something.
Anyhow.
But 1 second left for the Tunisian player. 1 second, yes. 1 minute left.
1 minute.
1.5 minutes left. And
I think Michael has this in the bag. In that.
Yeah.
Oh,
they finished.
They finished. And
It looks like they finished.
Can someone
I don't
tell
know.
us? Can we see I want to do that on the screen. How can we zoom in?
We could probably zoom.
You see, I went like that to the screen to do this.
Unfortunately, if I switch the scene to just a full, screen of the board,
then
we can't see. But not can't see, we can't speak.
Oh,
so
we can't
for
speak.
5 seconds, let's just quickly look at the hall.
Let's take a 2-second break.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go check in the hall quickly.
All right.
Okay.
Go do that.
See you
All
now.
right, see you soon. And we are back with the final moments of round one. And this is one of the games that Anzel went into the hall and pinpointed as super heated and super interesting. Tell us more.
Yeah, I went quickly, Jess, and these two are fighting it out, and it is time. You can see the nerves. They're sitting on the edge of their seats. They are. You can see the adrenaline is pumping. You know that moment where you sit.
I love that. Though.
And you have to control the shakes. You can feel your sweaty palms, and then they want to tell us chess is not a sport.
Oh
really,
my gosh.
you know, these guys have been sitting there.
I'm telling you.
These guys have been sitting there for almost 4 hours now. Is my calculation right? Yes, almost 4 hours now, and they are sweating it out, and I'm so proud of them. It is Valen Jan from South Africa and Tuto Mpene from Botswana, and Tuto is a 1975 and Valen is a 1676. And you know this, the thing about 1700s, you cannot be too sure, especially with the juniors, because they are up and coming, and they're just on their way up, and you happen to be that stepping stone for them on their way up, you know, if you are a higher rated player. So this is exciting. I think Tuto has to fight here to get this, to manage this, you know, because anything can happen here.
I agree. And it's, like you said, it's one of those things where, you know, it's an up-and-coming player, a junior who has shown their strength and who has shown that they definitely belong in a tournament like this. And I mean, you could also have a player who is hard stuck at like 1600, but that just means that either on any given day they can play the game of their life, and you could just very well be that person who they're playing against and
give them the game of their life.
My gosh. You don't know. Okay, King D2 here.
Yeah, because otherwise it's a check and you know the rook comes in. The whole thing. Yeah, so he gets the tempo. So he's trying to save up on the tempo. But now the question is, where is that rook going to go? In a time trouble like this, you need to keep your pawns protected. Okay, you need to cover your bases in this sense. So I think that the fact that Would you want to play white or black here in this position?
That would have been my question if I had a breath there, because that's something I don't even know. What would you do? Because I would feel more comfortable playing with white given the pawn structure, but black has the center. Black has that passed pawn on the d file that white always has to worry about. And unfortunately for white, it's not so easy to get to that pawn, because the moment you step forward, like you said, that rook's going to come in and check, and you want to play king d3, you want to play rook c4, you know, spice it up a little bit, and there we go. The rook is now.
And the king is more, black king is more active. Remember what I said earlier about the king being an active piece and a fighting piece in the endgame. Now, you know, in the opening, we develop our pieces in the order of the smallest to the larger pieces. So we start with the pawns, then the knights, then the bishops, then we castle, bring the rook maybe in, but you know, we develop the smaller pieces first. In the end game, it's the opposite. We develop our, because you know, once we exchange pieces, we end up in a position where we're in the end game, but the pieces are still undeveloped.
True.
So then we develop our pieces from the biggest to the smallest, and in that sense, we give the king a value, because we know the king doesn't have a value, right? So or it's 0 or the whole game. But for this purpose of development, we give the king a value of 4 points.
Okay.
So in this case, you want to first get your rook on the best square, because he's 5 points. Then your king comes in, 4 points. And only then we push the pawns. Sometimes we want to push the pawns immediately, right?
Yes. You feel excited, you want to do it.
Yeah, you just want to do it.
Yeah.
So in this case, the king wants to come in, but he has to hide behind the rook.
Yeah.
See.
And I think that white has to be very particular about their choice of moves in a position like this, because the moment you give black a chance, they will capitalize on this. And okay, I'm not an expert at endgames, though once again I'm going to be the next Capablanca in this situation and tell you what I think is correct, or think is maybe a way that white can play.
Tell me.
So what I think is important is that, like you mentioned, the king and rook need to work together in order to advance those pawns or create some sort of chance to gain an advantage, or at least equalize if this position is better for black. If it's equal, then at least keep the activity or keep the momentum going. And one of the first things that came to mind is looking for the least active piece. And I would have definitely said the king is doing its best at blocking the pawn, stopping the rook from coming to the second rank, and also, just keeping things at bay for now. Because at the end of the day, all black wants to do is at least gain a pawn or put some pressure. White needs to be able to counterattack immediately once black does that by playing a move like rook c8. And what that's going to do is state its claim and say, I am still a rook. I can go, like you said, behind the pawn. I can catch it. I can go behind the h pawn, put some pressure on that pawn. Or if I really want, I can make a check. I can give a check, and then the king has to move. Of course, you don't want the king, you don't want to check the king to oblivion and then suddenly you find yourself losing so many pawns, but it's still there and it's hovering. You're like, I'm not going to give a check right now, but I could if I wanted to. So rook c8, and let's say black plays a move like rook b3.
Oh, I actually want to tie down. No, I actually want to tie down the rook. So for black, I think it's better to play the rook to g3 first.
Okay. So
Because
rook
that
g3.
will going to g3. If the white rook is still on the back rank, he will be tied down because he will need to protect the pawn.
That's true.
And then your king, the black king, can come around on the queen side. Even if the white rook checks, the king just goes for that extra pawn.
Yes.
On
I agree.
b2. But going to b3, the king can protect and attack the rook. You see, but going to the other way, if the white rook goes to c8 now,
Yes.
I think the g2 pawn is falling.
Okay.
Because if the rook checks the king from behind,
Yes.
yeah.
So what I was thinking is not check. Like you want to threaten check, but the threat is stronger than the execution, right? You're not
Okay.
going to go immediately.
Okay.
So let's say rook here.
Okay, but
And now black has a decision. Do you protect the pawn or do you take the pawn?
we first take with a check,
Take with check and then king here.
and then we take again. We go rook g3 check.
There's this. Okay, 1 second. You make so many good points and I cannot counter them. So,
I think rook c8 might be a mistake. Yeah, the rook
in
is
the retrospect.
okay. Into the retrospect, do tell. Oh
No, you're right.
Oh, you're just retrospecting.
Yeah, it's okay. That's it.
Retrospecting.
Full stop.
Retrospecting. Expecting
gosh.
the retrospecting.
Exactly.
But what about? I'm thinking. What about white?
Oh, that's dangerous.
Doing it hurt.
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah.
I can
was
see the
thinking-
steam.
So what about the rook going to? I'm just thinking maybe
Yeah.
if the rook goes to f1,
Oh, maybe going this way.
doing the same trick, checking the king.
Checking the king. But
So the king
comes this
goes.
way.
Oh, the king goes that way.
Oh, wait.
I don't like that.
Oh, wait.
And then the rook goes.
Rook goes
so,
here.
So he's tying the
And
pawn
then,
down.
and then that's mate.
Oh snap!
How sexy would that be, though?
Ooh la la!
And yes, I just referred to a chess position as sexy.
Sex. How would you
Italian
say it?
hands.
How would you say it?
Sexy.
Sexy. Pasta.
Basta la vista.
Pasta la vista. Sexy move. Tie down the pawn.
Actually, yeah.
So if you have that little pawn chain, it's
Yeah.
good to tie down the pawn.
Very smart move. That's well thought out, I must say. Honestly, not 1600 level chess. We're thinking like at least the same as or more than.
Yeah, but here now my question here
You're right, I'm
is:
being
let's
biased.
just go back. Just go back 2 moves. Do you think black should have gone?
King here.
Yeah.
I agree.
No.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some love from Durban. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, that's awesome. It's really good to see everyone in chat. Sorry, we're not ignoring you. We're just trying to.
We are just so excited about this position.
Yeah, and about the games in general.
But if you have other ideas, please tell us in the chat.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Oh, it's a favorite.
No, of course. If you have a higher rating, odds
Yes.
are in your favor.
But Valen is really holding his own here.
I like King C2.
You like okay? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
F2.
like Rook B3. 3 though. Okay.
I wonder what would have happened though. Okay, you can't actually go check because your king is no longer blocking the pawn, and after king e4, you run the risk of some things happening in your life.
Something.
Yeah, something.
So we just want to tie it down. Yeah, we want to tie down that rook. So
I'm
rook.
still trying to look for a way to.
I know you're adamant in this, right? But now the
yes.
king.
I know.
I mean, king b4. Okay, but
I would have waited. But
Yeah,
okay, you also can't wait. But still, you can wait.
but
you know
what
I
if
mean?
what happens if we take it?
Did he miss this?
But I mean,
Maybe he had some plans.
yeah. But remember, it's time. Look at the time. They're running on seconds.
No. You must come back. You have to come back in this position.
Yeah, but now what did we say about the rook on the 7th rank? This is a good example
Yes,
because
that's
if the
true.
king came back,
So, if the king came back, 2 of those points that you made were
3
correct.
of them.
3 of them.
He's attacking the pawns on the base, keeping the king on the 8th, and he can attack the other pawns from behind.
That's true. That seems like a triple whammy right there. Okay, so you went king e3 instead. Check. You can take the pawn. The game is still going.
Okay. Well, it wants to get the tempo. Remember again, let's not forget the time factor here. Let's not forget. So you make the easiest move, and the easiest move is defending by attacking, because you have to now make your opponent think. You know.
True. True.
So attacking the
Which-
rook.
Attacking the rook? Push?
Attacking the rook. No, that one.
Yeah. Okay, true.
So taking the.
So taking. Maybe you might actually have to go here.
Why not take the pawn?
Maybe take the pawn here, and then here, but then promote to a knight.
Yeah.
I don't know, something spicy like that.
Oh, that's interesting, no? Because how is he? Oh. How to stop that?
You might have to. Yeah, you might actually have to promote to a knight. Yeah.
Sometimes I wish you can promote. Imagine you had a queen, a piece that moves like a queen and a knight. In this case, so if you promote,
That's true.
then it will be check and it's a queen.
Well, you have the dragon bishop in Paradigm Chess 30.
So we want a dragon queen.
You'd want to, yes.
Dragon queen. Oh,
Yeah,
imagine
that
that.
would be really cool. So you took
Okay,
the pawn
so-
on h6 instead.
So he goes there.
And
and he's
so
doing
we
that.
might actually see the promotion to a knight.
Uh-huh.
And it's all
But
up to tutor.
what about
Yes.
rook?
King c4. So
Oh,
you chicken
but-
out.
but what-
I actually don't know what the best move
What
is.
if he went rook
C4
rook
is the best
h2
Okay.
also? I mean rook h2, because then you can sacrifice the pawn, check, rook takes and you queen. Boink.
See what you're doing there.
Shaka.
Okay, but this.
Yeah, check, yeah.
I suppose.
That's okay.
Because you pick up this pawn.
Yeah.
King c4. Maybe it's a fair trade. And then you get this pawn here. And you have 2 pawns running. So maybe it's winning
It's
either
difficult, yeah. This is
Yeah.
still not. It can be easier. I think
way.
it should be
2
easier.
flank pawns.
Yeah. Your move is better. What he did is better, yeah.
I want to know what happens to the evaluation of this. Okay. Still doesn't. Okay. Still gives black the advantage. But not as big.
Not as big. yeah.
So keep the fancy moves for Christmas. Okay, so King c4, and let's see what the camera. They're in this hall, right? That's them.
Yeah, that's them,
That's them right
sitting
there.
No. They sit on the electronic board, so they're finished.
Oh,
It's
they're
on the-
done
on the side,
on the
yeah.
other hall.
Yeah, on the
so
last.
what we're going to do is we only have one camera, unfortunately, unless we get another laptop to use. Then maybe we can have 2 cameras, one in each hall that are nearby. Because I know there's a 3rd, 4th hall somewhere else. Unfortunately, not everyone could play in the same hall. I suppose fortunately, because there's so many kids. Yeah. So
Okay, now here, white can't take that pawn. Can't take the pawn.
yeah.
Oh, no, he can.
If the white rook
unless
starts
the king-
chasing the king, the a pawn falls. If white,
Yeah,
it's
but
just-
I'm talking about rook takes d2.
yes, it's not possible.
I think, but what if the rook checks on g3,
Yes.
then the king goes to f.
e4.
No, f4. Attacking the rook.
No, but then rook d3. And you have a bridge.
But the white rook is on d2.
No, but it's a free rook. You can just take it.
Oh, earlier. Sorry. There. No, before that.
Like this.
Yeah. No, the rook. Yeah.
Ah. I suppose there wasn't a chance. I see
No,
what you
there
mean.
was-
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Because in this position, it could be white and makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you just you could do that as well, I suppose.
Yeah. I think this is
Tickets. Because the plan is king here, rook here, king here, queen. Lemon squeezies.
this is a tight one.
Unfortunately. Beautifully played though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice conversion. And yeah.
I think this is also it's just experience that came through. You know, in this case, you see the rating difference is the experience in the end game most of the time. I mean, they were equal in material, and Black had to make use of that possible. Not always that easy.
That's true. And if we have any questions in chat, we'll be happy to answer just as we watch the final moments of this game, and then we'll wrap up the stream. But yeah, if you have any ideas of what we can do to improve the stream, because it is the first round, and like I said, those of you who are actually live or here at the venue, you could, we'll make a plan maybe in future for you to come and watch the broadcast. I know there's a little bit of a red tape or a barrier for you to not be able to get past. But just for you, we'll make a plan. If you want to come watch, we'll hire a bodyguard.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, we'll find a bodyguard.
Somehow. But the ones with the cool glasses, I think. And with the earpiece.
Yeah, earpiece and sunglasses. So if
coil.
we have any people out there that are offering or have bodyguard services, you need to have sunglasses and an earpiece
We can pay you in coffee
and coffee.
and kindness.
Coffee.
Like high fives.
High fives. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
there
yes,
you
yes. Thank you so much, everyone, so far for watching, and those who joined now and those who were here the whole time. We are streaming live and reporting live from Johannesburg, Kopanong Center for the African Youth Chess Championships, Women's International Master Anzel Laubscher and Women's International Master Jessie February. And this has been an amazing afternoon. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to show you some of the interviews that we had.
Oh, yeah.
And
I have to sit and edit them tonight.
Jessie's working on them tonight, and tomorrow we will have some more interviews with some of the youngsters and even some of the parents. So parents, stick around. We might pop up and have a little interview with you as
We
well.
might be chasing them away, actually. But it's fine, we'll run after you. Anzel has her running shoes on. I have my running shoes on. So if you think you can run...
If you ever see me run, you have to shoot the person chasing me. It is a serious issue then. Okay, it's a serious matter.
Oh, that is so funny. I'm glad you have maintained such an amazing personality and sense of humor throughout this entire broadcast. I appreciate you.
There we go.
Yeah, and this is why through and through I will always choose Anzel to work with. And though it wasn't a choice, I was stuck with her. You know.
She had absolutely no choice. And maybe one day when I'm grown up, I will be allowed to press some buttons, or maybe one day in this week, she will actually connect the mouse that I use.
That's true.
So let's see. I'll try to
That
behave.
was so interesting if we could hook up both mice and both of them work. That could work, actually. And then I'll just stop using it and you can use yours, and then we can alternate.
That's going to be a disaster.
It will, but it'll be fun content nonetheless. And then you want to move a rook, I'm like, no, don't move it. Yeah, and it'll be fun. But
Check. No.
okay, but I know it's over. And there was a question in chat: are they the last game for round one? Unfortunately, I don't know, just because we don't have access to all the DGT boards. Some of them are playing on normal plastic boards, though it would be very impressive if there are many players playing this late. It just means that they've spent many hours exhausting themselves in round one. Though I'm really hoping that they get a good night's rest. I would still be impressed that the games would still be going on.
When I left, when I checked the rooms, this was the only board on the DGT board still happening. Yeah, but I think this is more or less a wrap. Well done, both players. Tuto, well done for putting up a good fight, giving us a good end game.
Yeah.
And Valen, good fight there. Well done. Well played.
Yeah. And so shall we say our final words?
We shall
Anzel?
do that.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning, I will not be in with Jessie in the morning for the round because I will be presenting the preparation of teacher scores for the school's instructor titles. So those of you who maybe still want to, especially the parents around.
We were supposed to mention that
If you want to still register, you can quickly pop us a WhatsApp on the WhatsApp group that you have there, or just check my number. I think we can squeeze in 2 more people if
you can bat your eyelids.
I can have as many seats as money can buy, No, just kidding. Yeah. Anyway, fair play. So tomorrow morning I will be presenting the course. Jessie will be keeping you company, and she will have some people popping in and out, taking my seat from time to time.
Yep, and I will hunt you down. I'll ask you nicely.
In the afternoon, I'll be back.
Is that your impression of Arnold?
No, I can't do Arnold.
Okay, wait. I'll be back. No, that's Batman.
Your sneezing is about to happen. So let's say bye quickly.
Okay.
I can hear your sneezes go.
Thank you all for being here. We will see you again tomorrow, fresh and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for round 2. And there are 2 rounds tomorrow, so I hope that you have all your popcorn ready. And this will be a wrap. Thank you so much. And mods, if you guys are on Twitch, can we sort out a raid? Unfortunately, I haven't logged in, but you're more than welcome to have free reign. Don't forget to follow on Twitch if you are new and you haven't followed. If you are on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button just to be reminded of when the streams are happening. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye, guys. Bye.